Welcome, everybody, to the Crossfire podcast, where you just heard a 99-cent app that I downloaded on my iPhone just for that move. Listen, everybody, we got a great show tonight, and I got some of my usual suspects, and I've got some guests here, and I just want everyone to know there's a reason I call everyone the usual suspects. We do something a little different here on Crossfire, and I think that's why a lot of people come out. I've always tried to do something just a little different than other shows. I've got a core group of guys that you guys are well aware of. You know, Xbot, Clowns, Crap, Southbound, Dryer, a bunch of us that are always here every week. And then I have a couple of guests come on, and we rotate the usual suspects and new guests all the time. So you get a different perspective, especially with what's going on every week. So I want to thank everybody that did come out tonight. I think we're going to get a good crowd, so I'll let everyone shuffle in. In the meantime, I'll go down the list of great characters we have tonight. And trust me, everybody, put a seatbelt on, make yourself an adult beverage. It's worth every second. Let me start with the one, the only Captain Starburst. Crap Gamer, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? What's up, motherfuckers? Fuck you, Destiny2. You suck. You
Hollywood Hogan in the house.
Out of here, motherfucker. Destiny2, 30 frames per second. Get the hell out of here. Send that shit to Hades. Fucking worst thing I've ever seen. Most boring thing. I was watching some gameplay of that this morning. I'm just going to say it fucking put me right back to sleep. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, hey,
so I guess all the games you've been playing that's 30 FPS have been putting you to sleep.
I don't play a lot of 30 frames per second games, to be honest with you. Most of the games I play, with the exception of Forza Horizon, are 60 because I play a lot of multiplayer games. So it's like Call of Duty 60, Battlefront, Halo, Gears, all that stuff is 60. So it came as a total surprise that this game's going to be.
You played this generation, huh?
Going to be third. Well, I mean, I played a lot of other games too, but you're talking about like a multiplayer focused game, and being locked at 30.
I knew I shouldn't have introduced Crap first. Now I got to put a commercial just in the introduction after this. But
I'm happy to be here. You guys can. I did a video that dropped about 30, 40 minutes ago. You
Sabotage.
So basically, we could just go and go listen to that and see exactly how you feel.
No. But I'm excited to be here.
Short version.
I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem, brother. Wouldn't be the same without you. Let me go down the path here and introduce my brother from the West Coast, wearing bandanas where they belong, southbound and down. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, listen. Sagging is still a thing around here. I have to admit, I know the tight pants. Everybody, all the little kids around, using tight. But people here on the West Coast still sag. So you know what? I still wear the rag on the left side.
And you wear with pride, brother. Wear with pride.
That's right. But it's great to be back here on the cross. Man, you know what? That last Crossfire we did, like it was like a eulogy, man.
It was like a eulogy, wasn't it?
It was. Hey, Crap was crying. Like there wasn't a dry eye.
I think Crap was a little bit verklempt. I wouldn't say Crap.
Hey, Crap was fucking. Hey, he was like 3 cuts into a vein. I have to admit.
Crap, there's nothing wrong with showing the sentimental side. It gets a lot of views. Okay.
Hey, I'm taking it too. Hey, listen. We were all emotional. You know what I mean? Little emotional, but hey,
a little homo.
I'm glad.
Whoa. Bro.
What did he say?
Calm this down.
Guys, one thing I learned from Major Motion Pictures is everybody loves a comeback. So listen, it was what it was. We are glad we're back south. It is good to have you back here, brother. That's for damn sure. Because
that's right. Sorry I missed last week.
That's all right,
man. Hey, just like life for everything. You know what I mean? Dealing with real life bullshit. But I'm back making my rounds. So thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be on a show with South again. I got to say.
It is, man. It is. It's going to be a good time. In South, you're going to be tapped on the shoulder for a lot of answers tonight. You got a lot to answer and to do. I want to go down the line here. I got my brother GKB, a.k.a. the governor, who's coming in to be the only person that might be on my side tonight. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, everybody in Crossfire Nation and everything out there? Good to be back with this crew. It's going to be a fun time. Who's ready for the definitive edition of Destiny 2 on the PC, people? Over 60 FPS.
He's still
damn, shots fired right off the bat.
PC.
Destiny is just getting murdered.
Speak of PC.
I don't know what this PC is, but we're going to discuss it tonight. Trust me. Listen, there's pros and cons to everything. We're going to go over everything. We're going to hit every subject. I got everything written down. Guys, this is going to be a long Crossfire podcast. Hope you got a canteen next to you. All right, let me go down my row here real quick. I got my buddy from Four Guys with Quarters, my Paisan, the only guy in Florida who knows what a real pizza looks like. Clowns, what's up? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's good, Mooch? Glad to be here. Glad to see Southbound, GKB, and everybody else, Predator on the panel, and glad to trash some Destiny 2 with the guys. It's going to be fun.
I think it is only me and you, Mooch. Holy cow.
It really is. Yeah, it's going to be me. Well, we don't know yet. We do have special guests here, and I can't wait to hear what they got to say. So let's find out. One man who is with us here, just back from being deployed out. I'm saluting you, man, from here. Predator, welcome back home, brother. Thank you for your services. Thank you for your time and commitment to the country. And welcome to Crossfire Podcast, buddy, tonight.
Hey, man, thank you for having me on today, man. I'm still getting used to being back in the States, getting used to my sleep schedule. But I've been looking forward to getting on the podcast for a while. I'm going to save my Destiny 2 comments until we start the podcast.
And I respect every last bit of that. And last but certainly not least, because I can't tell here now, I don't know, is Xbot on here? Because I'm seeing two clowns logos at the bottom of my screen. Is Xbot here?
I don't see him.
I don't see it.
Okay, I got two clowns logos. That's all right. Xbot's supposed to be going in and out. He's popping in and out. He's a celebrity, folks. He's going from here to GRG all night long.
What's going on?
Hey, everybody can do it, though. You know what I mean? So we can pretend we're Xbox all night.
Exactly.
Actually, deliveries for living. So, you know.
South, so good to have you back. But listen, last but certainly not least, my buddy Ben Law. Ben, how are you tonight, buddy? And thanks for coming on. I don't know if this is your first official podcast. I know you do a bunch of different great videos, and buddy, I'm a big fan of your work, so I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Thanks so much for having me on. I've been a longtime listener of all the podcasts represented here by people on the show. I'm just a guy in Michigan listening to all this stuff while I work, and it's just a super fun time. So it's great to finally be on the show. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely, Ben. You're well spoken, and by all means, feel free to chime in whenever. Let's get down to it tonight.
Hey, well, hold on a second. I just got a comment.
Sure.
Ben, that sexy picture you're, dude.
That's
that
Ben.
like
Ben is in
that
deep
for like
thought.
another word, you know?
Oh, and he's a
dude or
romper,
what, you
man.
know
He's
what I
good to
mean?
go.
Like J. Crew or what?
Here we go with the romper.
Oh man,
Ben's got that first podcast protection clause. Okay, so we can't go after Ben yet.
Hey, you need that J Dubs makeover.
Yeah, we will get J Dub.
Somebody get J Dub stat. Oh wait, no, he's busy
Right.
shit for Mooch.
That's right. Yeah, the diva.
Hey, J Dubs' wife's like, are you done with fucking Mooch's shit yet? 'Cause I'm sick of it.
Dude, you don't understand, right? Mooch, that dude bitches at J Dub. Oh, well, that's kind of like what I was looking for, but totally different. And then Jay's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so he'll fix it. He goes, perfect, except maybe change this. And then he's like, really? And he's like,
you like that crap? I go, this is exactly what I wanted. Only if you could change the last three parts that I was asking for.
Wait
He's
a
like,
minute.
what?
I know where you got that from, Mooch. Does it have to do with Rocket League?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with Rocket League. It has to do with I'm 100% Italian, and I'm just never satisfied. That's what I think it comes down to.
Wait, I thought you were American.
it took him
I thought you were American. Italian American, baby.
to use the fucking Eagle logo. You know how much convincing that took him? He was absolutely convinced that was the Philadelphia Eagles logo.
I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, I was fucking with him at no end,
what?
sending this GIF of
What?
the Eagles logo.
I'm a Giants
running in the
fan,
snow. It's
through and
funny.
through.
Like the Eagles. But that's just my personal opinion.
Oh no, it's hilarious, man. He's Mooch is a little bit of a diva, folks.
Yeah, listen, I told you I only eat the green M&Ms.
Yes,
I got news for you.
I work with them for like
It's
years
true.
now.
It is true. Hey, well, that's why I'm hoping the audience likes the show they're getting. You know what I mean? You got to be very particular these days. Very particular.
They should be very happy. Like today should be a hell of a show.
We should hear us before we even start doing MNC mornings. We're just WNBC. WNBC.
If you guys ever get to hear the outtakes that we do, sometimes they're fucking hilarious. Like we just send Jay this like 20-minute thing, and he whittles it down to like 4 minutes for a top 10, and he's like, "Wow, that shit's really funny." People would really love to hear that stuff. Like that.
We'll see if we can work that into it.
Yeah,
I think people would dig that. I really do.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. That's some of that shit's hilarious. You know what I mean? But some of it like should never be heard.
Well, crap, I hope you're biting out of an apple and you got something crossing your eyes, buddy. You're about to get firing squad, buddy.
Nah,
Destiny 2. Listen, here's the thing with Destiny 2. Let me start in on it, okay? First of all, the reveal was great, in my opinion, and let me tell you why. They showed us a strike. They showed us a mission. They showed you the new powers that are going to be coming, the supers that are available for all three subsections. You've got, God, what else? There is definitely going to be better textures and visual quality upgrades in the new Destiny, okay? The worlds, you don't have to go to orbit anymore. All that lag time is out. They did listen to a lot of different things. And the number one complaint I hear, and then I'm going to open it up to the panel, is this is just Destiny 1.5. But what you don't realize, to all of you that are saying that and didn't play Destiny, the original, is that that's the thing, that's the lore that people want to come back to. If they drastically changed what Destiny was, you'd lose the faithful. This is really just an enhanced version with a couple of tweaks and an add-on to what Destiny really is. It's just a continuation.
Isn't that just a classic MMO? I mean, look at WoW.
Yes!
I mean, how much difference has that changed over?
That's a great point, Sal.
Well, it's not an MMO though. That's the main point. I'd like
They
to
say it's not an MMO, but it is.
Spiritually, it is. Come on.
Well, MMO is you're with you can interact with other people. They can help you. You want a good MMO is one that nobody played, which was Defiance.
Okay, it's a shared world experience.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same shit.
Well, no. Look, like play a real like I don't know how many console MMOs there are like shooters like that, but Defiance was a really good one where on like the battles and stuff, you could team up with hundreds of people at the same time and fight like that. To me,
was great when you knew there was a boss battle coming. You see everybody's cars just fucking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was fucking. And originally, I thought Destiny was going to be like a big like AAA version, sort of like that. And then it turns out 3-person, and now they've upped it to 4. Don't bust me up with your 4-person. Don't bust me up with your 30 frames per second. Don't bust me up with your no fucking dedicated servers. Like, what the hell is that all about?
You know what?
You know what I mean?
I can't even argue with you on that.
Come on, dedicated
30 frames per
servers,
second
Activision?
at least the 30 frames per second. You know?
Like you know what? Here's the thing: Bungie has never made a 60 FPS game. They're using legacy code, legacy engines from back in the day, right? What, like a Halo Reach modified engine or something like that? Like fucking Halo Reach 2010, folks. And we give Call of Duty shit for not upgrading their engine and these other people. I just don't understand. And like even taking the frames per second thing out of it, peer-to-peer on a game of this magnitude, folks. Peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer.
Technically, you're 100% right, but GKB, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. Like, nobody was complaining about this in Destiny 1. Everybody's having a fantastic time. Millions of people play this game every day, still today.
Okay, before you go on further, hold on. You are talking about a game that was both cross generation, so you can't really compare the two. You would think at least of this one, because it's all going to be Xbox One, PS4, PS Pro, Scorpio, whatever, that it's going to be a next generation, next generation iteration of the game, whether it is 1.5 or whatever. So they don't have the 360 and the PS3 constraints holding you back to that 30 frame per second.
Well, no, but you have the Xbox One and the base PS4 holding you to that 30 FPS because they can't do
they could lower the res. Like that's on their end. Honestly, like Bungie just was making excuses. I think that has to do with there, and they're like, well, we can't do it. It's too resource heavy. Realistically, that's just them saying, hey, we didn't have enough time. We had to rush to get this game out. Otherwise, Activision's going to own a bunch of our stock. And so basically what we're stuck with is we're forcing a 30 FPS game on you at a time when there's no other. I can't think of anything besides like the Division, which I don't even play that because it's hard to play. I can't think of any multiplayer games that are doing that 30 frames per second stuff anymore. And also with you're talking a host advantage in 2017.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I get it if people are excited for the game because they enjoy it. I'm not going to shit on that. Enjoy it all you want. I'm just saying for me personally.
So does Call of Duty do dedicated servers?
Well, they do certain kind of listen servers and things like that. I'm not sure exactly how. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how those are. If they are, it's hard to tell.
But you're okay with playing Call of Duty non-dedicated server stuff, but
it depends on the game. Like I don't play the new Call of Duty.
I don't know, crap. I think you're kind of going back and forth here, man. I know the games you play. You play a lot of like single player stuff, not just Halo, not just Call of Duty. You play 30 FPS games too.
I do, but I don't play multiplayer. GKB, just multiplayer, real quick. The games that I play multiplayer are all 60, with the exception of Forza Horizon. All the multiplayer games I play are 60. Halo, Gears 4, which are the ones that I play a lot, and Call of Duty, which is 60. Battlefront is 60.
You're playing arena shooters though.
Battlefield is 60.
Not an arena shooter.
Well, how is that how is Destiny? I don't see how the
you're playing like 6-person like strikes. I mean, raids. You're playing like a bunch of strikes and all that kind of stuff. And those are even semi-open world kind of things where everything else is going around.
But even the verses though is very Halo-esque, and that's still only 30. Like, why not like take down some? Why not take down some of the textures or something and get at least the multiplayer?
I don't really think this is a big deal because Destiny 1 was
60?
still 30 FPS. Console players are still going to have the same experience. People already played it at the event. They're having a great time. Everything's fun.
Hey, I'm sure that they. I'm sure that they can. Like the people that loved it or get suckered by it the first time are going to love this the second time. For me personally, I'm just saying, look, when I play Destiny right now, it feels so dated due to the frame rate. That's just me being truthful. I don't care who else enjoys it. You guys can all enjoy it, and I'm sure you will, because I know Mooch was all over this, even though it reminds me a lot of the Division, which he hates.
Well, you know, Division's third person. Division gave up on us, crap. That's the thing about Destiny that you have to take a step back. It's really not your typical game.
But Destiny sold us a game and then sold us the other part of the game as DLC.
But crap, this goes back to my 27 cents a day. If I could play a game, which I have since 2014, all the way till yesterday, okay, and we might even play tonight, okay, my whole point with Destiny, that's what? Fractions of a penny over the course of all this, even if you pay $90 for add-ons.
That's just making excuses for the bullshit. Don't we all agree that the way Halo and Gears are doing it with the map packs are much better, where you get the free shit and rather pay some?
Yes, but we all know Activision.
Yeah, you're talking about Activision.
You know, we know what you're walking into. You're not walking into a Michael Bay movie and going to get a Titanic film. You know what I mean? You know what you're going to end up getting when you buy this game. It's just
why is it? I don't understand why it's okay for that, but then everybody bitches at like every other game. Like for me,
here's the reason.
Like,
let me say this, and then I really want to get to, because I want to hear everyone's sentiments, what their emotions were when they saw the reveal. So I want to hear Predator, Clowns, and Ben. But then I want to open it back up to what I really think the true problem there is. But my point being here in the difference, crap, and again, I do realize that since you didn't play it like for longevity, for a long period of time, you just played it sporadically. This may not have occurred to you. But the thing with Destiny that's the actual lore is the fact of the community and playing with your friends. And I think I said the analogy great today when you said, sorry, Mooch, but that's just not my thing to do a repetitive mission over and over again. And what I said to you was darts, okay, at a bar. If I'm waiting for all of you guys on this panel to meet me out at a bar, okay, a sports bar, I pick up the 3 darts and I just start chucking them at the board. I'm throwing bullseyes every 5 minutes. No big deal. I'm chucking them. It's a very boring game. All of a sudden, you guys get there, we start shit talking, we get a couple pictures. The same thing of throwing a dart at a wall is actually a good time. What I'm trying to say here is that this game is all about the community, your friends, and playing these missions together to accomplish.
But so's every game, really.
But not really, crap. What else is there where I have to wait for 2 other people on a fire team, or in better case, 5 other people to finish a raid? The Division forgot we were there.
You can play solo on Forza and you're just fine.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not saying that.
That's the lore.
I think that it's fine. I get it. I think that it's fine for if you want to play it. I'm just saying, for me personally, those are the reasons. I mean, nobody's ever going to change my mind on that. I played Destiny. I played it here and there. The fact that they
podcast will not change your mind. I do realize that.
Like here's the thing. They're doing nothing. Like how can you say last gen held it back when the only improvement they've done is instead of 3, 4?
Craft, do me a favor and write that comment down, because we're going to come right back to that. Let me go over to Clowns real quick. Clowns, we know that you're not a big fan of Destiny, but what was it that actually struck you the wrong way with the reveal?
You know what? I think crap is 100% correct. I think we're going into, like a future generation of the game, and it should hit 60 frames per second. And if there's any parity deal with Sony going on, it just blows for anybody on Xbox.
We're going to get there, Clowns. Hold those comments.
I'm just saying, though, I mean, it's all tied in together. And Destiny is just a repetitive game with hardly any story. And they keep selling us like little golden book add-ons, and people keep buying it. And it sets a dangerous precedent for future game companies. Like, I don't want another one.
I have to disagree with you on that, though, because what other game so far after 3 years have tried to mimic that?
Only the Division, and they failed miserably.
Yeah, well, they completely went against the goodwill they had from the
beginning. Told us they were going to be a third-person version of Destiny, and all we ended up getting was a horde mode. Like, get out of here, the Division.
They definitely screwed the pooch on that one. They
had $15 to hang out in the basement and play with one friend in a survival game. Get out of here. That's embarrassing. Well, I mean,
at the end of the day,
nobody gave Destiny any competition, Clowns.
Bungie screwed everybody over. Like, I got the when it first released, I got that like special edition for like 79 or whatever. I don't remember, because Assassin really wanted to play it, and I got it. I was like, okay, we game a show, I'll get it, no big deal. And we got screwed on that $79 because I could have waited like several years down the line.
So really, you got screwed for $35, and you're complaining.
Well, no, I could have waited down the line and got like the Taken King edition and paid less at Target, like when it went on sale for like $29. So I mean, yeah, I got screwed.
Every game is like that. How many games have come out in the last 6 months that after 2-3 weeks they're half price? Come on.
But how
You're-
many sell?
you're-
How many sell their DLCs and stories the way that Destiny does it, like crap? And then they're
But
like,
you know what?
oh,
But
oh.
you can complain, you can cry about it, you can cry about it all you want, but
You're
it
still gonna
ain't
buy
gonna change, and people are still gonna buy it. So
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's in a league of its own, but let me go on. Predator, tell me, and you said during the introductions, I want to wait. Let's lay it on us, brother. What is it exactly that moved you in the right direction or the wrong direction on Destiny 2? Because I'm not really sure where you stand.
Actually, I'd gotten to the Destiny when Taken King came out. I was a little late in the game, so I waited. I waited to get into it, and I think my downfall was waiting because when I got into the game, I didn't have the community like you mentioned earlier, and the friends that were playing.
Yes.
They were on the same level as me. Now, I was a fan of the Division, but I was in the Division from the beginning. And I stopped about maybe like the 1.3 update. I got tired of it. I got bored with it because all my friends stopped playing it. So Destiny is one of those games where people have continued to play because it just got better, as it lasted, throughout its generation. This version, Destiny 2, that's coming out, I'm not 100% sure on it right now. I most likely will get it because I know a lot of my friends are going to get it, and I want to get into it early. I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time.
Mhm.
I didn't see anything wrong with the trailer. I didn't see anything wrong with the release that kind of turned me away from it because I wasn't really involved in Destiny 1.
Right.
I can't say it's 1.5. I can't make that assessment because I didn't really play a lot of the Taken King when it came out. So my biggest issue is something I think you're probably going to get into later, which Crap kind of alluded on, was the 30 frames per second. And is this a marketing deal or is it just like shitty development? And I'm sure you want to dive into that later on, but
Yeah, we're gonna get into that very, very shortly. I want to hear, Ben, what did you think of the actual outcome, and then we're gonna open it up to what we all fear could be interference from a marketing deal.
Yeah, so I have a really interesting Destiny story. So the game first came out, what was it, 2014, and a buddy of mine got it when he didn't have an Xbox One. He got it for Xbox One, planning to get one shortly thereafter, and never did. And after that, he moved away and left it with me. So I ended up playing his game for him, and I played it by myself because the only other person I knew, my buddy IkeX, he had already beat it. This was way before DLC and stuff. So I kind of like played it by myself, was really confused on what the heck I had just played. And then because of that, I had no real reason to come back to it till actually last spring. I think there was like a bundle with like the main game and like Taken King stuff. So I picked it up for $30, and me and my buddies, we played it for I think a cumulative like a couple days worth of playtime, and then we haven't touched it again since. So for Destiny 2, I was pretty anxious to see what they showed off yesterday. I actually watched the whole presser later after it aired, and it was one of those things where I was really excited at first because there was a lot of action in the trailers, and there was a lot of, I think, relative to a lot of the other stuff that we see at things like E3, there was a lot of information that usually like leaks out later. They just kind of gave it to us all at once.
Yes.
But after I sat on it for a little while, it was kind of like one of those things where it was, like you guys are saying, like a Destiny 1.5. I was kind of hoping to be a little bit more impressed with it. Even like I think they addressed a lot of community issues, but didn't give it a lot of like new excitement. It was more of like, hey, we kind of made the game that we probably should have made to begin with. And honestly, with the story, it looks like it's going to be a cool add-on. But if you didn't know like about Destiny 1, they could have made the exact same story, and you would.
So currently, Ben, you're in on buying Destiny 2.
I would lean towards buying it, but I'm still in a wait and see.
Okay. Now, I made a prediction, and then I'm going to open it up to the panel. I said this when it referred nothing to Destiny at all. I just said that I had a feeling, and Phil has made comments in his tenure as Xbox executive chief, and he's gone back on a few things respectively. I don't blame him. I would have said the same thing he said early on when I took over, and then I would have said the same thing as things change. Things change, people, okay? If you look at Wall Street, the actual market fluctuates daily. So you can't say, well, you said this, now you said that. That's the way things are. So I don't blame Phil kind of flip-flopping a bit on some of his views. And one thing that Phil said a couple of years ago was he didn't feel that spending money on big third market parties was the way to go. And I think now things are going to change. Here's the topic of today, folks, and I think why a lot of people are shuffling into the show. There's rumors out there that consoles have to stay at 30 frames because we know now, and it's been said by Bungie, I don't remember the quote, that the PS4 Pro can't handle the 60 frames. I believe that came from Bungie. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
It did. It came from Bungie.
Right. And with that being said, we all know that the Scorpio, they said that we can't speak about Scorpio yet, but they would have clearly said whether one or the other or not. They can't speak about Scorpio yet. We all kind of lean towards the fact that Scorpio can handle it. So now there's a little bit coming out and saying from Ryan McCaffrey and those at IGN, they were saying something along the lines of, well, maybe this has something to do with Sony's marketing rights. Here's where I get a little upset. When I made a big stink, okay, about the executive producer at Respawn tweeting out that green discs are ugly, okay, or not as sexy. And I said, that's ridiculous. And then on the showroom floor at the Titanfall 2 reveal, they were using PlayStation controllers. Everyone's like, Mooch, Mooch. Marketing deals don't necessarily mean that. Now marketing deals are actually like guidelining performance. This is a big problem. So you have Microsoft that had the marketing rights with Titanfall 2, and they wouldn't even put out a picture of a green disc. Green discs matter, okay? They wouldn't put out a green disc picture, and they wouldn't use the Xbox One, and that's who's paying and footing the bill for a lot of that marketing. And then you have this situation here where Sony's possibly, in quotes, dictating what the frames per second are going to be in a game because their console can't handle it. Now, if that happens to be true, you're going to see Phil open up his checkbook next year, and you're going to see a lot of third-party games. And maybe that's why the announcement and the unknown surprise, if you will, at E3 is that Microsoft has a huge AAA deal with somebody that we are unaware of that's a third party. So, Crap, let me open it up to you here because you did bring it up first. I want to hear what you have to say. Are you a little concerned that Sony's kind of got their foot in the pool here and doing something that we haven't seen, or what's the deal?
First of all, I want to say, hey, we've got over 500 watching us right now, so hey, hit the like button and all that kind of good stuff. That might be a record for CrossFire. I'm not sure, but
it's up there. That's definitely up there.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. Yeah, hit that like button. We got a good panel tonight, good topics. I don't believe that. I believe that this game just can't run. Here's what, if you go back to what Richard Ledbetter said, and you guys know him from Digital Foundry, he said games that had that 30 frames per second built into the code were not going to run 60 frames per second on Scorpio. This is the problem. Again, this isn't a huge problem for Scorpio because most games, the multiplayer run at 60 FPS. Bungie are to blame here. It's not Sony. It's not Microsoft. It all comes down to Bungie and their code and their ability to not.
I don't get the code thing. Right?
Well, no, he's talking about the engine.
The engine.
Like Dice's engine.
I understand that, but it's unlocked on.
It's unlocked on PC.
It is unlocked on PC, but it's not like the PC people with the raggedy PC are going to be hitting 60 FPS on that.
Well, yeah, they can because they can dial down everything if they want to hit this.
But again, they're going to have to be able to, with the Scorpio, you also have to keep in mind that it's not a Sony problem. That Microsoft themselves have said that games have to be consistent across the Xbox One family.
So they're
not going to have 30 frames per second on Xbox One and then 60 frames.
Yeah, but they say the PS4 Pro can't do 60 for whatever reason because it doesn't have the horsepower. So they basically what it comes down to is the CPU on that. So I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I'm sure that they probably don't want one of these to be better. I mean, look, they fuck over the PC people too because they're like, hey, no Steam for you. You know what I mean? It's got to be Battle.net. It's not going to launch on the same day. So
that's a good service, man.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that I, in my opinion, it's probably going to be one of those games that doesn't really hold a population very long.
No, I feel you. But the game code's it's unlocked. It's unlocked on the PC. That means it's the same game code across everything. And then you're saying like Xbox says, across both has to be the same. And then you're saying that's Bungie's problem. That's not Bungie's problem. That's Microsoft's problem.
Well, no. Look, Bungie doesn't want to cater to one to the other. I think they're trying to look at these as just quote unquote consoles and not as one or the other. Could you imagine what would happen if it was 60 on Scorpio? Like, I don't
But
think
we're going into a different direction here, aren't we? I mean, am I the only one that sees this? I understand it's a mid-gen. And I watched
it's
your
not a
video the other day,
problem for most games. It's not.
It's
This
not.
is a problem
That
just
is
for
true.
this game. You know,
That is true, and that's
only-
why I do think Crap
if you
makes a
look
good point
around-
that
Yeah,
it's
if
a
you look
Bungie problem.
Yeah, it's if you look around, it's not really this isn't gonna, like, people are flipping out over this. It's not a problem for most games. Your Battlefronts, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, all that stuff is all gonna be your Halos, your Gears. That's all gonna be 60, man. You got quality people on that shit.
You
But
guys got
this
to
is a
realize
problem.
something. I'm shocked no one picked up on this crap. I thought you would have done a video on it. Usually Microsoft, remember when Microsoft had that big deal with CD Projekt Red, and just like 2 or 3 one-liners kept coming out from the devs that were kind of like bashing Microsoft. And we're like, man, that's just a bad deal they made with these guys. I thought that was a little bit of a slap in the face for Bungie to say that the Pro couldn't handle it. Like, they didn't have to say that. And especially since they have the marketing deal with them.
You see the look on the face of the guy that was sitting next to him when he said that?
Do me a favor, Fred. Go back and lock that, freeze frame that picture and send that out on Twitter. I got news for you. You're right. That was really something. There's something you never see anybody ever do. Nobody ever talks bad about Sony, especially their hardware. God forbid.
Because their hardware is great.
It is. It's just fantastic.
Yeah,
Where's that thumbs up,
especially that
crap?
PlayStation VR. I'm just saying.
No, don't go there already. We can't get into VR already.
Oh,
Crap.
that's brilliant, man.
But I mean, do you guys really think that? See, I have a problem with this, and I'm not just paying. It's not just Destiny 2. Like, we're all going to go spend between $400 and $500. Some people already did with the Pro. Okay, some people are about to do that with Scorpio in a few months. And I just think that we're buying into this mid-gen console. Why can't we all? If you're a developer, aren't you supposed to like program and make your product to the best common denominator per platform? It doesn't look very good if it just doesn't reflect well. Now, crap, if you're saying that's Bungie's inability to code, look, I can't answer
They've
that.
never made. All I'm saying is they've never made a 60 FPS game.
Right.
They haven't. Just look at their history. They've never made one. This would be only on, for whatever reason, which I don't think it has anything to do with marketing deal. It could be parity that they want to keep it,
Right.
30 on all, just because they don't want it to look like a huge advantage, which I wouldn't fucking understand, because they had no problem with putting games at 1080p on PlayStation and 720p on Xbox.
Right. Right.
So I wouldn't really understand.
Resolution is different than frame per second, though, man. There's
Yeah,
not really
well,
an advantage over like resolution when there is over like a 30 and a 60 FPS.
Well, GKB, first of all, you're right, but allow me to tell you why you're wrong. GKB, real quick, you make a hell of a point, because off the bat, absolutely 60 frames is a major advantage. But some people, me not being one of them, I don't think you're one of them either, because you're more of a run and shoot like I am too. A lot of people who snipe would say to you, no, that's not true, because from far away, textures, this, that, and resolution would help me see my enemy further much better. So there is some of that there, but I do strongly agree with you that 60 frames over 30 would lead to that. But my point is
that's
this.
a one-off scenario, like a sniper
Right,
thing. That's
right.
But, and they also zoom
It
in,
is.
so
True. It's very true. I mean, so I actually do more agree with you. But my point being is that I think that they should have. This game really should be 60 frames. It was the only thing I was looking forward to, and I just can't believe that they're not going to do it. And why didn't they do dynamic resolution for the older consoles?
again, I still think it goes back to like why, if you can't have it all on 60 FPS, or like to Craft's point, maybe they don't have an ability,
Right.
and I don't think that's true either. It has to be with keeping it consistent across all platforms, multiplayer and everything, so nobody has an advantage. So they're just like, all right, we're going to cap all the consoles at 30. And yet, again, we don't know what the Scorpio is going to be yet, so we can't really say what Scorpio is going to be 60 or 30. We don't even know yet. They haven't even talked.
Well, they've already said 30 on consoles, so I mean,
That
could be Xbox One. That could be Scorpio. Which one
I do
you wanna
agree with
pick?
GKB. I'm kind of leaving the door
Well,
cracked open a little.
I'll post this so you guys can read it from the XFest. Solid frame rates. Aim for frame rates to be consistent across the Xbox One family. Supports the shared multiplayer experiences across their devices. Single player experiences are more flexible if you have the CPU performance. Basically, right there in black and white from XFest 2017, they're saying it's got to be a consistent frame rate for the multiplayer. You can't have one at 60 and one at 30. I mean,
so you're talking about Crucible multiplayer, or are you talking about just?
I'm talking about that whole game is basically multiplayer. Do you see them
Yeah,
going?
there's
Okay,
something to be
well,
said about like Destiny Strikes and all that kind of stuff, where you're like a 3-man team, you're on the same team, and you're just shooting enemies. It's not like there are other players on the other side at different frame rates. They're all going to be playing whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah, but they're not gonna.
Destiny's not your quintessential like COD, Halo type kind of game. This is a very different game, and that's where I think people are like losing it a bit here with the whole resolution, frames per second.
Well, GKB, let me ask you this though. Don't you think? And this is not just GKB. This is the whole panel. Guys, chime in. Like my whole point is this: shouldn't the Crucible at least should have been 60 frames? Look at Gears 4.
Like I'm not like defending.
No,
that
I know
it's
you're
30
not.
FPS. I want
I know you're
60
not.
FPS, if not higher. But
absolutely.
I'm not going to sit here and complain that's been playing Destiny for like the last couple.
But this
of
does
years.
this does
I
reflect, guys. This has to reflect.
I haven't been playing it simply for the fact of it feels so dated when I do go back and play it. You know.
Well, here's the thing.
Good.
But this reflects on
that one. I honestly I can't understand or fathom for the life of me why it's not 60 frames per second. It definitely should.
That's what I'm saying. The Crucible should have been 60 frames.
Their ass to make it 60 frames per second.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know why. Look at the PS4 Pro. Sony put a lot of money out there in their R&D. Microsoft put even more money out in their R&D for Scorpio. PS4 Pro are out there. We see where we're going. You see what the consumer wants. All we keep saying is make the consumer happy. They're listening. But here's my other thing, okay? This is something I brought up on Twitter, and you guys got to really let me explain this to you. I think what happened this generation, do you remember when we had the reveal of the PS4? And they had all the developers come on stage, all the indies, and they're like, these are our content creators. And it was basically like the time that Senator Palpatine took over for fucking, okay? It was like we gave all the power to them. And here's the problem. The platform holders now have no power. This is my number one problem. Because do you hear what Southbound just said? I can't agree with you guys. I think this game should have been 60 frames. Guess what? I bet you Phil Spencer agrees with you. I also bet you Yoshida agrees with you.
He does too.
They agree with you too. And here's the problem. This just shows the inefficiency, in this case, of Bungie or the developers. And we're like, let the developers do whatever they want. The developers will dictate this. The developers decide what platform. The developers decide what.
Yeah,
why are we giving the developers all this power?
Do you think that maybe what Crap was hitting on earlier was about like it being rushed out, and maybe that's why they couldn't get it to what they wanted it at?
That might be part of it, Pred, but I'm actually trying to expand this just beyond Destiny. I just think we're giving the developers too much power when it comes to gaming these days. Go ahead, GKB.
The one thing, like, I get with Southbound, and I totally agree with you. It should be 60 FPS, but then at what cost does the Xbox One and the PS4 base model suffer at that point? Because they've already had a 1080p 30 version. So what, you're going to try and sell a 720p 60 FPS version on the Xbox One and the base PS4 when they've already had a 1080p version? Like, guys, fucking, they would get crucified. Like,
hey, listen. They got two teams working on the PC version and the console version. The PC version is gonna blow the console version away. It's gonna be just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing.
No, and that's exactly my point. Like, why are they segregating it like this? Right. They need to get both teams together and say, listen, let's get our minds together, heads together.
It's a big market, especially when it comes to these type of games, man. Like,
no, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, the PC version is going to be far superior. And, because, like you said, even though there is a big, PC market, the console market's 10 times as much. So,
and that's the way I feel about it.
Then again, that makes to my point. Like, where does Bungie do at this point? Do they release a 720p 60 FPS Xbox One and PS4 version, and then do the PS4 Pro and Scorpio 60 FPS and all that kind of stuff? They would get fucking crucified. Like, let's be real here.
I don't see why they can't do that, because honestly, if you look at any other adjacent market, like look at an iPhone or something like that, the same app can run on both, and it scales differently to both, but they always have a common denominator. And if they would have gone something like a 720p 60 versus 1080p 60, or however it happened to fall, everyone would be getting the same experience at the quality of the console that they paid for.
I totally agree with Ben. GKB,
I would agree if this was the phone market, but this is not. This is the console fucking market. And
yeah, but it works in all situations, GKB. If we both pull out of a BMW dealership, we both have 335i's. I got the navigation package. We're both going to the same destination. I program it and say it into the car. The car takes me where I'm going, and you're still using your phone. You're not getting out of the car and feel like you had if you feel like you had a lesser experience, I got news for you. You can get the navigation package for $2,500.
Well, I've also been on podcasts with all of you guys before, and we've seen PS4 versions at 1080p and then sub 1080p on Xbox One. We all lose our fucking minds over that too. So
That was 2013. We've taken the red pill since then.
Hey, honestly, I've never complained about peas, so that's one thing. I'm blind, so I can't see the difference.
Yeah, I can't really tell either. All along I've said I can't fucking tell.
Wait, before we get into whether or not we're all wearing pea glasses, hold on a second for a second.
I'm wearing pea glasses.
I want to say something to GKB for a second.
Sure,
but GKB, you're talking about the same platforms, okay? The same platforms in the sense of Xbox One and PS4, right? The same level we're at. And one was 1080p, one was 900p. Here's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you that now Xbox and PlayStation have a tier up. So if you want to buy up, this is what you get. Listen, this is for everything.
I was talking about this before, though. Like, I've always said, even with the Pro and the Scorpio coming out, like, they are still going to make these games to run across all of them because they still have the Xbox One and the PS4. They're not going to take advantage right now of the new hardware because they still have to run on these other ones.
They can still take
advantage.
What about
that? But what about that whole Pro switch that they had or whatever? Oh, you could switch it in the Pro version. What about all that? I don't know. Somebody explain to me because I don't have.
Well, hold on. You can.
Well, the Scorpio doesn't do that anyway.
No.
If you look at
highest maximum,
I'm referring just to the PS Pro.
Oh, okay. Well, you
because not across the board. But I'm just saying.
Switch on boost mode on certain games on PS4 Pro, and then you can, and then it gets a steadier frame rate. It doesn't like automatically make your game 60 frames or anything like that. And with Scorpio, I think it's hard to say. This could be why these whole mid-generation things are failures. I mean, it could be. We don't know yet, but. You can see that people are already kind of disappointed with this.
Listen, I have a PS4 Pro, right? Crap, you do too.
Yeah.
And the going between PS4 Pro, boost mode, and whatever else they want to call it, going back and forth on Horizon, I don't see any difference really.
There.
And my friends,
you know what I did? I took
Horizon,
pictures.
He loves it.
Hold on, I took screenshots of Horizon Zero Dawn on the Pro mode and then the regular.
What'd you get?
I can't fucking tell the difference. I might post them on Twitter and say, hey, which one's Pro, which one's 4K. And which one's not? Like, you can't. And I think that's where the textures and stuff like that come in. If they nail it like they did that Forza thing, hey, then good. Again, the Destiny thing is a bad example because it's one of the few games that's doing 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
When it come watch, when Battle fucking Front 2 is 4K 60 on Scorpio, that's going to be a different ball game. When fucking Call of Duty World War II is fucking 4K 60, and you know why they're going to be 4K 60? Because they're going to be 60 on the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. So we know that they're doing 4K. Same thing with Destiny on the Pro. So if they could do 4K, they're going to be able to do fucking 4K on Scorpio. So that's the big
you guys
difference.
think that this whole Destiny, not the debacle that's going on, but do you think that maybe we're going to see the Scorpio come out in August or September before Destiny 2?
I would love to. That's what I've been like asking.
I think it has to come out before Destiny. That's what I'm saying. Because listen, there's the big four. There's Destiny, Battlefront, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty. It's got to come out before so people don't go, well, I'm going to buy it on the Pro because I don't know what the Scorpio is going to do.
Well, you guys in the Crossfire podcast thing, I shared with you the fucking X-Fest documents. I can't fucking post these on Twitter. Obviously, you could get I could get in trouble. Somebody could get in trouble. But with that being said,
I haven't perused them yet.
Okay, it's what I just read to you guys about the frame rate being consistent. Now, the funny fucking thing is, Mikey Barra just tweeted out that they don't mandate anything like this, even though I have these documents from fucking January that say they have to be consistent for multiplayer games, right? It's like mixed messaging. Like, is he trying to say, are they trying to pass the buck on to Bungie, saying it's Bungie's fault or it might be some kind of other fault if it's not 60? Because I don't know, like Microsoft is mandating this, and now you got Mike saying, and I like Mike, I'm just saying, is this what is your guys' thoughts on that?
You think it's PR speak?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna. He said
it's funny. It's funny when it comes to a lot of these execs. Like they say things and then they're not allowed to say things, and then they say other things, and it's like, no, but you shouldn't have said that. And then the PR's down their throat, and it's really really hard to keep up with what's right and what's factual and false.
But you know what though? Let me tell you this much. I'm gonna go ahead and I actually believe Mike. I don't think they mandated. I know Crap's got
I just posted it.
I know, but
from this year, Mooch. These aren't from last year. These are literally from.
These are legit like developer documents.
I shared them all with GKB. These are PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, it's fucking mandated that your games. It says you can be more quote unquote liberal with the
That's single
fucking
player.
single player, but the multiplayer has to be consistent across all
Okay.
their devices. So I think that maybe Mike is trying to maybe jump out ahead and damage control a bit if it is 30 on Scorpio and say, well, it's not us.
Well, that's
But
what I was saying,
clearly-
dude. That these
Right.
other consoles, these base consoles, are going to hold back these other ones because due to that fact right there.
There has to be a
But-
time where we draw a line in the sand and say we're not going to keep going to the lowest common denominator every time, because why are we upgrading any other system? Right? When you go buy a car, you want the bigger engine. When you go to McDonald's, you want super size. You don't want the medium fries.
Yeah,
I don't
Mooch, it's
understand
like-
why is it when I
you
go to
want
buy,
the Grand Mac?
I want the Grand Mac Daddy. Listen, my whole thing is this. You know, what I want is what I want. When I pay for we're not getting what we pay for. Then that's
Yeah, it
my
always happens in
problem.
every console like iteration or generation, whatever you want to call it these days. Like they still make games for the past generation for a couple years into its life cycle. It's just what they do, man, and it's going to continue that way, unfortunately, with iterative consoles too.
You know what I gather from all this? This is what I feel like. Like Mooch said, you're not getting what you pay for. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm buying a BMW that has a Chevy Nova engine.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And I mean,
Hey,
the
what's wrong
crap's
with
right.
The 350, man, that shit's a classic.
Let's say Crap made a good point. We're not going to
damn
have
it.
these issues with most games, okay? Because it's ridiculous that Bungie's
Yeah.
not making a
This-
multiplayer game that's not 60
This is a rare.
frames.
This is a rare.
This is rare.
a rare situation.
It's early.
I do agree with that. I do agree with
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, all right, listen, we'll get back. Believe me, this subject
is
will
the
bounce
first, this
back
is the
and forth.
first blockbuster of the year, and it's gonna divide people from here until Destiny 3.
Well,
so.
that's the problem I have is you want to talk about bad
Destiny
timing.
3.
This seems to happen every single time.
We haven't even got
Microsoft has-
two out yet.
But listen, every time Microsoft has
All
something
right,
coming
all right.
out, they literally do this to themselves all the time. Some company will come out and it shoots them in the foot. Quantum Break was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody was falling in love with it. The screenshots were great, everything before it came out. And then we had the Digital Foundry tell us that the corner of 1 pixel was 720 and everything went to shit. This always happens with bad timing. Now here, out of all the big 4 games, Destiny does the reveal, and here we find out we're not getting any upgrades on any of the new mid-gen cycle consoles. It's just bad timing. I can't. I mean, there's no other better way to say it, because if Battlefront was showed this week, we would have a different podcast right now, right? I mean, that's just, oh my God, the 4K textures, the 60,
Yeah.
it's coming to life, baby.
It makes it.
No,
It
I
makes
don't
it look
so
bad.
because the bad version is always on the Xbox when it comes to Battlefield. So that would be nothing new.
Well,
Well, not
did I say
anymore.
I meant Battlefront. My apologies. No, it won't be this time, Southie. This is going to be a great rendition of Battlefront. I'm actually psyched for Battlefront for once. It's going to be a great show. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be really, really a great game when it comes out. Let me switch to a different subject real quick, because I'm sure we'll bounce back to this one. My whole thing is this too. I've gotten into a conversation with a bunch of people on Twitter recently, and they're saying to me, well, this is going to be really, it depends. Microsoft's E3 is everything is dependent upon it. The world's on Phil's shoulders. And what I'm saying is before we go and attack Microsoft, because we're going to get into that, we're going to talk about Microsoft's E3, and they have plenty to answer for too. Sony last year came out at E3 and they showed us games between 2017 and 20. You fill in the blank. Nobody even knows when these games are going to come out. People are like, I'm tired of seeing the same games over and over and over again from Microsoft. We know that we're going to get Crackdown. We know we're going to get Sea of Thieves. We know we're going to get Forza 7. Okay, great. You know that. You also know that you're going to get Days Gone. You also know you're going to get the Spider-Man game. You also know you're going to get Detroit. You also know you're going to get God of War 4. You also know that you're going to get The Last of Us 2. And guess what you're going to see at this E3? Do you think that we saw all those games at E3 last year and Sony has another 7 to reveal? Nope. You're going to see all those games again, but this time with a guy who looks like he's playing the guitar up there with a controller, like kind of nudging out, like jamming out, like playing in the corner in a shadow. That's the only difference. Sony's E3 this year is going to be quite bland. Microsoft has a
Hold
ton
on.
of software and
I don't know if it's
hardware.
gonna be bland.
I have to say this though, right? And I'm not a huge Sony fan, but this is what Sony's not going to have any hardware, so that's going to get them a lot of positive reactions to begin with. Like Microsoft kind of screwed the pooch a bit by not showing off Scorpio before E3 or possibly any VR before E3, because now that relegates them to having to show that stuff at E3.
Yep.
So even though again I'm a VR guy, right? It just doesn't
There you
show
are.
well on the stage.
I'm a
I know.
VR
Like
guy.
I love me some VR. I tell
Yeah,
you
he does.
fucking what, dude.
Listen,
Wow.
When did showing hardware at
VR
E3
fan.
become taboo? I don't get that. Like every other company at E3 is showing hardware.
It's not that taboo, but when I just feel like they should have done something 30-minute or something before E3, show us the thing, and then just go, here's Scorpio, $399.
So I get to watch 15 to
Mic
20
drop.
minutes of amazing new hardware, the design, the sleekness, the power, all the specs, everything get revealed, and watching
15
Fat
minutes
Princess
of VR.
2 is more exciting.
In the realm of that, any time they waste on hardware is less time on the games, which is actually the most important thing. Which I 100% agree. The games are the most important thing. So, and again, they might be, and this could be wrong, this could be right. I don't want them to spend too much time showing old games. You know, like here's what it's gonna look. Here's what Halo 5, a game that came out in 2015, is gonna look like on Xbox Scorpio. Woo! You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck? You know, great. My old game that I fucking played.
Sony spent 10 minutes last year with Sean Layden wearing an extra small shirt and Crash Bandicoot.
That was 2 years ago. Last year,
that was last year. He came out with the orchestra.
Well, they had that great orchestra. Man, that was fire, wasn't it, folks?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Twice.
No, but listen, they did have a solid E3. I'm not saying that Microsoft didn't. I thought Microsoft had a better one, but I liked the God of War stuff was good this year. You know,
you're gonna see the same games again.
They are, but they're gonna show some stuff like Bloodborne.
Show the third-party stuff.
They're gonna show you know, Destiny, the game you love so much, the Call of Duty. Red Dead 2.
Oh, all the games I can play on any platform.
You are going to get to play the better versions on Scorpio, but guess what? They're the ones that have them. And again, I was just at GameStop, and you know what? They got this big display for Call of Duty, and everything's PS4 that says a PS4 exclusive on it. I was like,
you wouldn't think that it's coming out on anywhere but PS4.
I agree with you. Listen, I'm starting to become a firm believer that marketing deals are more important than first-party games. I don't know what else to say to you. I mean,
that's been known for a while now. Come on, where have you been?
But if you don't, here's Microsoft.
Tried a different rationale this time.
They don't have either. Microsoft has neither. They're like, we don't have marketing on any of the big games, but we don't have any first-party games either.
But
so
hey, let's renew ScaleBound then.
Let's renew. Let's conspicuously renew ScaleBound like 2 weeks.
We didn't know how to
before E3
the first time, but you know what? Let's dip our toe back into that water.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's see who else we can give $75 million to fucking spend our money to get other games out the door, right? That's gonna work out fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we need to keep more psychiatrists on our payroll.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, I mean, look, I think Microsoft's gonna have a great conference. I just think that they're gonna get a lot of shit for having so much hardware, especially if they do like VR. And again, I'm a VR person. I'd be day one VR for Scorpio, but I
can't really get a whole lot of shit crap because honestly, PlayStation did that as well when they were showing off hardware and VR and all that kind of stuff too. So
and I gave them shit for it.
I think honestly, like Xbox is really going to have an interesting show. They're going to have a plethora of different things to show. I think probably Sony's going to have the flashier one just because of the marketing deals and all that stuff, and that's what people seem to gravitate towards. But I think Xbox.
Oh yeah, you seen what they did at that PlayStation event last year, and it was like all indie games and everyone's like, oh my
Microsoft
God.
needs to do is go over to Sony.
It was like Jimmy Swaggart was having a fucking, oh man, people were like passing out in the aisles and shit, and you know what I mean?
I think the most exciting thing about Microsoft's event is that we don't really know what's coming in the next year or so.
I agree, Pred. I mean, to be honest,
over Predator, but fucking Southbound with that Jimmy Swaggart. I'm sorry, despite that fucking
Hey, I just saw a bunch of old ladies in hats fucking, patting themselves down and shit. Load! I was like, really? I'm sitting outside watching this big ass screen, and I'm like, all right, cool. Last of Us 2. All right, that looks good. You know what I mean? Okay, all right, yeah. God of War. All right, that's gonna be cool. And the rest, I'm like, I'm looking around. Everybody's fucking running around like it's zombie apocalypse. Like, oh my fucking God! It's over! Wait, what the fuck?
Listen, the thing is, though, I mean, we have to look at we got to stop. Don't get me wrong, games are very important, but something happened in 2013 where everybody lost their minds. They just lost their minds. E3 is just about games, Phil. Games. I don't even want you to speak. I want you to get up there and just point at a new game. They show me another game. Like, what are we talking about? Like, E3, part of it. You guys remember Yin and Yang? Your games have to play on a platform. You need a piece of hardware. So I think actually showing hardware. Do you guys remember?
People do have hardware though, bro. They got like an Xbox One S. They got Xbox, and they already have that hardware.
Yeah, but don't you want to see things that are coming out? Why does Detroit have the car show every year in Detroit that shows all these new cars? We already have cars. I drive a car. I've been driving a car for a long time. Why do I need to see a new car?
I noticed you didn't want to date yourself right there.
No, I didn't want to date myself at all. Even though I put the date out every goddamn day.
Hold on a second.
Some people can't do easy subtraction. But listen, my whole point is
the event, though, Mooch, like the event is actually the console and all the cars are actually the games. That's where you got to think about it. So like when you go to the event, you want to see all the games. Like hardware is great, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm into the tech field and, I do networking and all that kind of stuff. I love tech. I do. But it's still, for me to get into like the VR, and crap, he's all into VR now because he's Batman or whatever.
I'm Batman.
I still think it's going to be a fucking it's going to go away. But
GKB, listen to me for a second. And I like your analogy, but I got one that kind of trumps it. Okay, there's certain people that just get excited about a barbecue. They can't wait for the
podcast. People are mad, fucked up.
But hear me out. Listen to me. You got some people that go to a picnic that just can't wait to eat the burger and the hot dogs, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm the type of person that can't wait to go check out that Weber grill you just purchased. Okay, because that's where those are coming from. I want to see where this
burger grill ain't that good.
I want that Weber, baby. Yes.
Dogs on
so
them,
don't get me wrong. I understand the burgers are the games. I get it, but the point of the matter is that the console is so important and relevant.
Yes, Microsoft,
right? And Microsoft is going to give you both this year. How is that not exciting?
Microsoft kind of painted themselves in the corner by announcing Scorpio last year because I
agree.
Want it now. So
I do
want to see what it's going to be. So this has to be focused on the Scorpio.
Yes.
And the fact that we haven't heard any of the games that are coming out in the next year or two is what Mooch is talking about. We're getting the hardware and we're getting the games.
I don't think they need to focus on Scorpio at all. That's why they did the Digital Foundry and the thing. All they need to do with Scorpio is say, here's when it's coming out and here's how much it is and here's what it looks like. Goodbye.
And but you already seen names like Aaron Greenberg and all that. They're already saying, well, I think even Larry Herb yesterday said, man, I can't wait to get Destiny on the Xbox controller. You know what I mean? Like you already seen them, slow, silently.
Look, I think was it crap or somebody said we're probably going to get 4K, native 4K.
Well, they already said,
Destiny?
It's going to be native because they're saying that Destiny is 4K on the Pro. So, I mean, ixo fatso, right? It should be.
But wait, did they say native 4K on the Pro?
I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. They just said
4K
4K on the Pro, dude. It's probably fucking banana upscale or whatever, potato upscale, whatever the fuck they do on that thing.
My whole point with the Sony and E3 thing is that you have Microsoft fans are running around like I'm going to use the analogy that Southie just said. To be honest with you, they're running around like it's the apocalypse. Everyone's looking for a gallon of water and duct tape. Everyone's freaking out. Like this is it. No more. We got nothing left. Meanwhile, Sony's just going to show you longer renditions of what you saw last year in first party, and then you guys said we're going to see their third party marketing deals. Who goes home with a free poster at E3? Who cares about the marketing deal? Who cares? Sony's going to have when I said boring and GKB goes, no, it's going to be stellar. The reason I say boring E3 for Sony's, we've already seen it. We saw it last year.
Wait. Who just said that they were at GameStop and all I could see is a PlayStation,
crap.
Over Call of Duty. So
that was me. Yeah, I was buying my PlayStation VR. And I saw that. I get
to play this on my VR.
Do matter because people see that and they think,
no. You're missing my point. You're missing my point, South. I'm not saying that the marketing deals don't count. I'm saying people are freaking out about Microsoft's E3 when they're going to reveal new hardware, new VR, cheaper VR, probably better VR. Right? We don't know about games we haven't heard of yet because Phil doesn't announce games that are 6 years out.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see the games that are coming this fall that are utilizing new hardware.
This is going to be the most interesting one for Xbox as well because they're not going to have the big three. Well, they might have Forza.
Right.
I can't officially.
They're going to definitely have.
Well, whatever. They haven't officially said anything, but yeah, Forza.
I know. Come on, make people GKB say they're going to have Forza 7.
I know they're going to be there. And it's probably going to have VR support too. I'm just going to say that.
If anybody pays attention to social media, you know that Forza 7's coming. You know what I mean? You see all the marketing already lined up. You saw how everybody was at Turn 10 the other day with all these sports cars.
What I'm saying is like they're not going to have Halo.
I wonder why that is.
And all that kind of stuff. So I think this one's going to be a better E3 for Microsoft because they're going to show other IPs that are going to have the time to shine and not be overshadowed by these other big ones. So
Phil has said it since the day he took over. And Ben, get ready because I'm coming to you next. Here's my thing. Phil said it since the day he took over. I don't like showing games that are 4 years out in development. He's very strict on his development times. So when Phil shows you something, you know you're going to be playing it in 18 months or less. So we're going to see an IP or two, in my personal opinion. Okay, I don't have no insiders. I'm just saying this is the way Phil operates. that will probably be ready next year fall, okay, that we're unaware of. We're going to see that. We're going to see the 4 games that we know are coming out, okay, Crackdown, Forza, Sea of Thieves, and I'm forgetting the last
I
one
don't know.
there.
I still think Sea of Thieves is going to get held back.
Listen, held back is fine, but we're still going to see. We're going to be, listen, if you're not playing it in October, South, you're going to be playing it in February. That's fine.
Yeah, probably March.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'd hold it off.
Listen, the audience has heard all of us. Ben, from the outside looking in, honestly, you're definitely alive and about on Twitter. What's your take on what Microsoft's going to give you? And totally be honest, do you think that Sony's going to have something that's going to knock you out of your seat, or do you think Microsoft's going to do the bigger reveal this year?
Yeah, so I kind of feel like overall, I mean, like I said, I listen to all you guys' shows all the time, and I'm sitting here just like I am on those shows, like kind of like stroking my chin, just like taking in all these opinions. And it as a person who definitely prefers Xbox and has for a long time, I really hope they have something up your sleeve, their sleeve. And I think Scorpio is, like, for me personally, that is something I'm so looking forward to, and something that alone is enough for me to be like, I'm satisfied with what they showed overall. And I think it was GKB that said this, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're going to come out and give the remaining information that we don't have about Scorpio right away. I don't know how long they're going to stick around on it.
They're probably not going to give the price and stuff till the end.
Yeah,
you know, like here's Scorpio.
I think so, bro. Want the whole show to say that?
Maybe. I mean, do you think they're going to say it at the beginning?
Right off the bat, man.
Beginning.
I don't know if they're going to say it at the beginning. What do they usually give the price at the beginning or the end?
I think they're going to show like an opening
They did with
game and
the
then go right into it.
Well, they can't leave an hour and a half cliffhanger crap.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe depends if it's going to be. What if they come out and go $5.99 US? Then I think that you might as well just leave it to the end. They can send that shit to Hades.
All right, crap just actually called it, and I agree with you, crap. If the cost is above $3.99, they're going to show Scorpio at the end, so they can be like $4.99, and then you're just going to like hop a flight,
and run, jump on a plane, and head back.
Exactly, they're out. The only person who'll be left to like roast at the stake will be Major Nelson, who's got to answer questions.
Nah, you'll still be seeing Tim on the floor. Yeah, we fucking won. Oh.
not like if it's not like a price thing, like Crap was saying, because I agree. If it's like that, it probably will save it to the end. But like what the Switch did on the reveal, like just came out and said, "Here's the Switch. Here's how much it is, and here's what's coming out." That's what I want to happen at E3, and just move on, and then get into the games and VR or whatever else they're going to show. No, let's have a good E3.
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking, kind of like what they did with the S model last year, where it's like Phil on stage and he's like, "Boom, here's the S. Here's how much it costs. Here's something else." Like, because we've gotten so much information over a long period of time since last E3, it could be one of those things where they just like drop it right at the beginning and then move on to more stuff. Or conversely, it could flip the other way. It just depends on the show layout. It's hard to really, for any of us to call right off the bat, but it depends on if they save that for the end or just put it right at the beginning. But
well, here's the thing: Scorpio Ben is the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right?
Oh, for sure.
I think holding it off to the end is a mistake.
Well, you have to show it at the beginning because you're going to be showing games run on it. I mean, that's your big fucking push, and you're going to probably have some kind of VR thing. Let's see, Doom VR, lock it in. Fallout 4 VR.
Oh, I'm in.
You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be stuff that you're going to see. Forza, you're right, GKB. Forza 7, that makes sense. Lock it in. Like, they're going to make a VR push. I know people go, no, Phil doesn't. Trust me. Microsoft, if they wait another year for VR, it might not last another year. They've got to come out and they've got to make a strong push. Look, I'm telling you, like, I know a lot of you guys, and it's hard to admit when you're wrong about something. And so I think I'm not trying to ask credit for this, but for me, I bashed VR nonstop. I tried it at a store. I was like, this is interesting. Then I get a chance to buy one, and then it's like it's a game changer. So it's hard to bash without actually trying it. The reason why I bought the PS4,
game changer.
That was cringe.
No. It is. For me,
I played Vive and the Oculus, man, and I get the whole, like, you know, it's new, it's VR and all that kind of stuff, but still, there is no freaking game on there that's going to keep my attention for any length of time.
That's the point.
Yep.
I can say this right now though, right? Try Resident Evil 7 because that you're in that fucking house, right? That's like, to me, that's and Farpoint is a game that I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yo, Giant Bomb was playing that too, and the dude was like getting sick on friggin' the thing. He's like, I can't do this whole like thing because it's like making me sick. He has to do like this side thing, and that looks stupid as shit. I was like, come on, man. Like, if you can't give us the full experience where I'm not going to get sick, I'm not spending $400.
Well, all I could say is I get headaches and stuff from like 3D movies, but with this, I didn't. So, I mean, and I'm a couple hours.
Motion sickness is like different for everybody.
Yeah, I'm a couple hours into Farpoint. I think it's amazing. You're like, you know, I think it's really great. I think there's a lot of really good experiences on there, and we're getting more games on it. I like the tech. I think that it's really, really impressive. And so that's why I'd be excited for Xbox for the Xbox thing as well. And the funny thing is with like the VR, I know it's like easy to bash because it doesn't look as good from what we're seeing like on the screen. But when you're actually in the headset, it looks much better. You know,
well, here's the thing, and crap. Listen, I understand there's the Resident Evil 7 thing because that's the full game you can actually play and experience in PSVR. But my point is this, and this is kind of, I'm going to add a layer here to what GKB was just saying. There's no game out yet that you're going to come home every day from work and want to play 2, 3, 4 hours of it. I know you're saying fair point.
Listen. Here's the thing. With that, like, I wouldn't suggest. I don't think it's for that. You're not going to. But I'll just say this: the day I got it, and then I played it. Then the next day I went to work. When I was at work, I'm thinking I can't fucking wait to get home and do that. And then the same thing with the day after the day. Like, I'm excited. And now am I going to want to be on there all the fucking time, 24/7? No. But I definitely playing it.
Well, then let me say this much. I think everybody on the panel will agree with me. Then what you're saying sounds more like a $200 experience, not a $400.
Well, you know what? We
not
paid
only that, too,
$500.
but you got to see, like, crap, you just got it too, so the newness is with you. You got to give it a couple of months too, and then see how much you're playing it at that point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, hold on. But I'll also say this: I paid $300 for a Switch and have played it like 4 times. You know what I mean? Like, I think it depends. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like, to knock this day, to really knock it. Look, and again, I'll say this: go to a fucking IMAX movie, take a date there 5 times. There's your fucking VR. You know, smoke cigarettes or drink. There's your fucking VR. Stop doing that for a month. You're good to go. Like, this is a fucking experience that people
like you told me like multiple times, like, it's the future, it's this, it's that, and the other. But you just literally just said you can only play it for a few hours at a time.
Well, no, I would say
like, for it to be like that mainstream, like you're playing all your games on.
I don't think it'll ever be mainstream.
It's not going to be mainstream.
Listen,
$400 on
listen.
But
The
isn't
fact
that you calling it a game changer?
Well, hold on. The fact that it's a game changer for me because I'm loving it. Like, but the fact that I'm enjoying these worlds so much, I can only imagine if it was a world that I enjoyed much more, like a Halo or something along those lines. You know what I mean? Like, it would be that much better.
Well, let me come to your defense.
Like a Simpsons VR, like
Simpsons VR, something like that.
Let me come to your defense then, crap. So what I'm saying to you is this: what you bought when you bought PSVR, and many others that did. You bought, you're basically, even though we want to call it first generation, I'm going to call it beta. I think Microsoft has had the time with their third-party team, with whatever developers that are working with them with Scorpio. If you really want to dabble with VR, I'd recommend trying it on the Scorpio for 2 reasons. First of all, the more powerful hardware that nobody wants to see at E3. Number 2 would be the fact that Microsoft can correct all the oopses and maybe some of the motion sickness issues that GKB was talking about that the PSVR still has. And the other thing is that third, I should have said 3 things. The third thing, and this is coming from Kind of Funny Games. This is not me. This is not crap. There's nobody in the panel, no Xbox fans. These are pure Sony guys. There is a cumbersome amount of equipment with the PSVR, right? Crap. I mean, that's a lot of shit.
I mean, look, originally when you hooked it up, it was a little bit like that, right? But now I've got everything set aside, and then the headset just has the one wire that hooks into the.
How often do you have to recalibrate with that camera? Remember that was an issue on games.
I know it was, but I haven't. I calibrated it the first time, and I think because it had to get updates since then, and it worked not only just with that, but I can play. Like regular game, I was playing like Horizon Zero Dawn just in the theater mode on that thing, and it's like you're at a fucking IMAX playing it. It's fantastic. It's like you can watch movies like that too.
How many times do you roll over the damn cords with your chair?
There's only here's the thing, right? There's only the cord from the breakout box to the device, and it's these 2 like HDMI cords that hooks in. That I think that's like 6 foot or something like that. So never. Like I have a stand for the headset and stuff like that. So when I'm not using it, I put it up there. It just disconnects. It's real simple. I got everything. It looks neat. I got the breakout box of stuff.
He's got a mannequin sitting on the corner of his desk.
No, it's I bought the charge station. You know, the one where you set the thing and you can. Because originally I was like, I don't need a charge station. I'm gonna be cheap about it, right? Because it was like $50, and I was like, yeah, I'll just be cheap about it. The only fucking to charge up the dildo controllers, you got to fucking plug each one of them in. Like, so I was like, okay, the charge station is just much easier. You can set the headset on, you can put the dildos there.
Listen, the greatest thing about all of this is competition is what drives prices down. If Microsoft comes out and shows their VR this E3, which we're all almost guaranteed they're going to show some sort of VR for Scorpio, and that's only what, $300? I bet you we're going to see the PSVR drop in price this holiday. Listen, I've always told you this, even when we had my good friend JKB on the show, okay? When he came on, he was telling you that you could sit at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, which I've been giving you a lot of shit for.
Yeah.
Kilimanjaro.
Hey, it's fine, man. I admit I was
no,
wrong,
it's okay.
100%.
Listen, I'm only doing that because, you know, you're the thumbs up mem guy forever. My whole point is this, is that, like, I think you're on to something with experiences, but I think that everybody in the panel, I think a lot of people in the audience will tell you that they're willing to get into it at a cheaper price. And listen, I don't even know if the $300 price, is it $300 or $399, that one that was shown for the Microsoft one? I can't remember. Crap, was it $399?
I thought it was
when we saw with the controllers and it comes with the headset.
That's $399. Yeah.
All right, $399, which is still, that's a lot of money to people to go into just to like play a game that's on wheels, like that game that's part of the what is it, Dust Till Dawn, or that game that you like.
Hey, you know, if they do it better, if Microsoft comes out and does it better, even better. But you know what? I'm gonna have 6-8 months to enjoy what I'm doing right now, and there's some cool experiences and games on there. So.
Crap, I like how you give me a lot of great segues. You said that you've been playing more PSVR than the Switch that you paid for. Let's talk about the Switch. When the Switch wins NPD, okay, last month.
Hey, not only did the Switch win the NPD, but the fucking Nintendo Mini beat out the Xbox One and PS4. Like, how the fuck does that happen?
I can tell you how it happens.
Production on those.
It's called supply and demand. Okay, you can't. First of all, you have the media dangling a carrot, and they only had so many carrots for sale. Crap.
Only 280,000 Switches sold due to lack of supply, right? So that won 280,000. Right. Supposedly between the Switch and the 3DS was like 500,000 or something like that.
Everyone's waiting for Scorpio.
But why? I mean, Scorpio's not even supposed to be. It's not even known according to these like surveys and stuff. Nobody even knows it exists.
Well. That is a full of shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm flabbergasted.
Survey like 2,000 people and are representative of the entire country.
Well, no, not only that, but check this out. Scorpio is supposedly, again, for the premium, like the hardcore gamer. Is that? I mean, like, why would that stop the average person? Which, by the way, right now you can get like a Xbox One S for like $225 or something. So you're telling me no, and they're giving away free games with it.
Those polls are taken outside in front of a Cinnabon in your local mall.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, I'm not good at math. You are, Mooch. So if 500,000 was over half of the total units sold this in the past month, and Xbox and PlayStation both split the rest, you're talking at like well under probably 170,000 units for the month. That's terrible.
Well, but here's the thing, crap. It is terrible if you're kind of a Sony fan right now, because here's the thing with Xbox. Everybody Xbox is waiting for Scorpio. Why are they going to run out and buy an Xbox One S? Why would you? You want to see what's coming up in 4 weeks, don't you?
I'm in that camp, Mooch. I held off on the Xbox One S because I'm waiting for Scorpio.
Yeah, and Klaus is a great example. Klaus is still holding on to his day one edition. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people.
Plastic. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, the whole thing about this is this: the Pro didn't do, in my opinion, what Sony wanted it to do. The Switch right now is getting like false like popularity ratings, and the fact that, yes, of course it's going to win because it's new. When the Pro came out, even though the Pro is underperforming in my personal opinion as far as Sony's numbers and investors are concerned, the Pro still did very well the first 2-3 months out of the gate. And listen, guys, Scorpio's going to do great, because here's the thing where Scorpio's going to do great. I think Scorpio's going to get the majority of all the Xbox One hardcore, and then they're going to get a lot of the people that are the people that's flopped over to the PS4 this generation. They're going to come back for more power, You're going to get those people, and then you're going to get the people that don't have a console yet, and they're going to go, I want the most powerful console. Yes.
I don't know. I don't see it.
That's going to happen.
I would believe me. I wish I could agree with you on that, but I mean, every year there's a new reason why they're going to bring over these fans from God knows where, and it just never happens. You know what I mean? We got to be practical.
It's not here's the thing, though, South. I'm not talking about imaginary numbers. Okay, I'm talking about realistic numbers. The realistic fact is a lot of Xbox 360 players went to PS4. Okay, and it was the media hype and this and that. Why would you buy a $60 game on the Xbox One when you get the better version for the same $60 on PS4? Listen, if you're just a casual consumer with $60 in your pocket, that's a hard thing to argue. Okay, now you're flipping the script. And you've got Microsoft that's going to put that big stamp that's currently on the Pro, that's going to come down in June, and it's going to go up in August to September for Microsoft that says we have the most powerful console. And when you're just a casual gamer with $60 in your pocket,
see it through Call of Duty and Destiny and everything saying, "Oh, with big ass PlayStation sign all over it."
Thank you.
Well, listen. Well, wait. The GKB, that goes back to my first comment when we started the show today. I said Phil is going to absolutely obliterate, in my personal opinion, it's a prediction, he's going to obliterate the third-party market next year. You're going to see Microsoft own everything. They might even buy out Fat Princess 3. They're going to get so into it.
Why would they not do that the year they're going to launch this thing?
Yeah,
because listen, you know this answer, crap. It's the same reason that games with gold isn't always awesome month to month. They have to set these things up way in advance. You think that Sony just sat down yesterday and was like, yeah, maybe we should do Red Dead 2. No, they had this done like a year and change ago. So Microsoft at the time, with Phil's thinking, he was working on hardware, working on first party. He saw ScaleBound have to take a seat. He saw Fable Legends have to take a seat. He's like, okay, now I'm seeing what's going on. I need to get my third-party deal so I can really advertise this shit on my stage with my powerful hardware. That takes time. And that's why, what's one of the big rumors for Microsoft right now? The big rumor isn't even Scorpio or what it can do. It's Microsoft has a third-party deal, AAA game. Like, who gives a shit? But that's the news. So my point is Phil
Microsoft
is going to
ain't
right
about
the ship.
those exclusive life. He's
no,
about,
he's not.
I don't know if you listened to Xbox Nation on Wednesday, but we had a pretty good discussion about who we thought should be fired on Microsoft, on Team Microsoft. A lot of people were saying Aaron Greenberg for the shitty marketing that they've been doing, and I personally was saying Shannon Loftus because I don't think she does a good job with first party games.
No,
so
terrible.
I mean, you know, that's always going to be an issue. Shannon Loftus.
That's a rough one.
Sorry,
Yeah,
South,
exactly.
but it's true.
Exactly. I know you don't have to comment, South. I'm just saying that's what, and I don't want anybody to get fired. I'm just saying
Listen,
we were doing a little roundtable saying, hey, you know, just honestly, I don't look at Shannon Loftus as somebody that's going to get us games that are going to really do what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's her job to push the first party lineup to another level. And since she's taken over, I haven't seen that at all. I've seen some.
Well, who would you get to replace her?
Somebody that maybe has a little bit more experience and maybe a little bit risky. I'm like, I don't know anybody offhand. I'm just saying.
I nominate Mooch.
Yeah,
I love the job.
Nice.
No,
why not get somebody that's willing to take some risks.
Listen, I'm definitely not trying to stir any pots here, but a lot of people think it's just a woman's fan service. You know what I mean? So
I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I just don't see her as someone that's going to get the work to do to take some chances with the Xbox lineup. You guys seen the leaked documents that 90% of Xbox owners are over 18. So get some more mature titles out there. Work on getting push the envelope.
I've been saying that for a long time, crap, and I got a lot of shit for it back in the day. I'll say it again. Microsoft's got to stop with the cartoony shit. Okay, we got to stop. Everything's a cartoon. Everything's cartoony. Crackdown's a cartoon. Sea of Thieves is a cartoon. That's great to have it in the portfolio, but we need Voodoo Vince. We need The Last of Us. We need a Days Gone. We need a God of War. We need an Uncharted. We need something where it's gritty.
We had some Dead Risings and things like that, I think. And
Dead Rising's not first party. Okay, and this is what I'm trying to say.
It might as well be.
It might as well be, but wait a minute. You're saying Dead Rising 4 was cartoony. And listen, they went back to the cartoon. Like, my whole thing is we don't have anything that's dark, gritty, and hardcore where you got that dirt on your face. You know what I mean? Where you're just like that. Listen, I'm not saying I want all those games. I think Sony's fault is they have nothing cartoony, except for Ratchet and Clank. So I mean, they're the opposite. But there seems to be more of that real life
I just
that
don't
people
see,
want.
Yeah, I don't see Shannon as pushing the boundaries with the first party lineups.
You guys know more about what her job role is, and all I'm
She's
saying
in
is
charge
from
of
what
the
I
game.
saw.
She took over. She's doing Phil's job before he was head of Xbox.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Sony, right?
wasn't our buddy who's working at Iron Galaxy now? Wasn't that his job at Sony?
Adam
Yep.
Boys.
Adam Boys.
Adam Boyd. Yeah.
That's who they should grab. Believe it or not, even though Boys and I probably aren't Twitter friends.
Hey,
To
he's
be honest
actually
with
a cool guy.
He is.
I
No,
know-
he's
I know-
listen.
Hey, he's actually a really cool fucking guy, man.
Yeah,
He-
did you
he-
tell him how cool it was when he mother effed Microsoft with that whole share your game thing? Like, great. High five, Adam.
Well, it was his job, of course. You think he wasn't gonna do it? I mean, come on.
I would.
Well, listen, I think he's good at what he does. I will give him credit where credit's due. I think if they grabbed him, that wouldn't be. But you said with South, you asked crap. You said, who do you think should take the place? I don't know all the people in that world the way that you do. You interact with a few more people than I do in that world. I don't know. But from the outside looking in, I don't think she's doing as good as what Phil did back in the day. That's just the outside looking in. What the hell do I know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't care. And then with Greenberg, just we don't see those. We don't see that marketing like we used to. Remember how good the marketing was, and like the mismarketing as well. Like this fucking Halo 5 stuff. Going back to that, how the hell do you market Chief vs. Log as this big epic thing and do all the hunt the truth, and then it was nothing.
Record.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
break
honestly, I
nothing.
think I can't put that squarely on Aaron's shoulders. It was like a think tank. You know what I mean? They knew.
Yeah.
Probably a good month before the game came out. They're like, I think we kind of fucked up a little bit by pinning someone else against Master Chief, and then not having the majority of the game as Master Chief. So they knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
I
kinda
do. I
took a
agree
chance.
with South that was that's not a one person decision to have all that marketing that went on behind Halo 5. There's no way we can say that's Aaron. I mean, that was definitely. I would.
But the lack of marketing and stuff is Aaron, right? I mean, do they have some kind of budget?
Aaron. I mean, he pretty much has a billboard right across his ass every day. You know what I mean? He lives and breathes.
Yeah, but didn't Aaron hold on?
But where is it?
I'm trying to think of this. GKB, who was it that might have been Dealer that said this on Wednesday? Aaron's the guy that said they didn't need to market certain games because it's easier to market it on the fucking dashboard, right? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, people are about, what sold me on PSVR? A fucking commercial. I saw Farpoint commercial. That's what got me. That's what sold me, right? Commercials sell people on shit, folks.
Commercials do sell people, but that Farpoint commercial was terrible. I thought it was a Taco Bell commercial.
No. I wasn't the only one that thought that.
Let me borrow you back to them.
At the same
Look,
time,
what happened with Halo Wars? I've seen so many different commercials for that stupid fucking.
They did, but you know what? They didn't
chairs and
they did, but
over
none of those
cars,
showed
this
the
and
actual game. So it was like cool. They had
They
some.
were showing the antagonists and protagonists.
But nobody like everybody just saw it. It was just like.
Commercials, but it didn't sell for shit.
You know what? Because they were doing the old PlayStation 3 job of commercials where they used to have Kevin Butler and they wouldn't actually show the fucking games, and then the games would sound like shit. Right? That's what they were doing. Like, come on, man. The Halo 4 commercials were great.
When I was overseas, man, like we don't get like commercials over there. Where I was at, like all you get is internet. I saw zero marketing from Microsoft over there.
Exactly.
None whatsoever. Like just unless it was on Twitter, like I follow Twitter and stuff like that, but like no commercials, obviously, but like just unless I was looking for it, that's the only way I found it, through YouTube, searching myself.
Well, Predator, we didn't see much over here either, man. So
Hey, we seen them around football season though, like when they had football players. Like, I'm glad to see. Like, are they? I get it. Like,
between like PlayStation and like Xbox, like PlayStation is just mopping the floor with them with marketing right now. Like they can't do.
They spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but here's the thing:
Microsoft-
PlayStation is a sinking ship, right? I mean, like Sony's a sinking ship in general for the corporation. So they throw
How
all
is
the
that
money.
like sinking? bro?
Years, it really
They're
clowns.
sinking.
Yeah, but they sold off how many divisions? I mean, how much more marketing money
They're
does that
still
give
afloat,
place?
right?
Yeah,
they're
but
still
that-
making a
still
shit ton
got
of money.
But that's where that money's
Exactly.
coming from, the market. We don't know the budget at Xbox for marketing. I mean,
I don't see Sony as like hurting for money right now, man. I think
Not
they're
at all.
pretty damn well.
If they did, you wouldn't see all these marketing deals that they're pumping out.
They just put a shit ton of money in these games.
Well, I mean, listen, I see both sides of the coin. What I think Clowns is saying is Sony left the port as the Titanic and they came back as a rowboat. They had to let go of everything just to get back and survive. I understand where you guys are coming from.
With a 250 fucking horsepower motor on that bitch because it's fucking moving, dude.
Well, look at their movie businesses, right? I mean, they got to sell more this year because they're going under, right?
Well, Sony. I wouldn't exactly say that. If you GKB, if you had a lot of money in your pocket, I don't think you'd put a lot of money in the Sony stock. You know, I mean, it's the thing about Sony that they're doing well in one division. They've always done very well in this division, and they knew where to invest. That you have to tip your cap to them. You have to know where to cut the fat.
Well, here's the thing. Microsoft is a day late, dollar short. They had games when games didn't matter. They do matter again. They don't have games, and they're coming out with this powerful console when the narrative is changing.
How many times are we going to go back to 2013? Jesus Christ. Yeah.
The thing is, though, here's the thing. I agree with Southie there, too, but there is something very odd going on here because people go, well, Mooch, every time I talk about money and the way Microsoft, Mooch, you have to understand that they're on a budget. They're on a budget. Listen, they can't be on that much of a budget if 3 years in they built a monster like Scorpio. Okay, they have R&D money. They have money. Why they aren't doing any? You're telling me out of the big four multi-plat games this fall, Microsoft couldn't pony up for one? No pun intended. They could not pony up for one. Not one.
They always choose the wrong horse. They bet against the wrong horse.
They didn't pick any horse this year.
They didn't even get out of the fucking stall. They're like,
we're over Belmont.
Somebody do me a favor. Put Phil Spencer's head on the John Travolta gif where he's looking back and forth. Like that's Phil trying to figure out which one.
No. But
which one do I put money on?
Coming out. The marketing rights were already fucking set in place a long time ago. So it's not like he just wake up one morning in January and say, you know what, let's go grab this game.
Yeah, but
forget about it.
Hang on.
Let me put it
all
this
these
way.
games come across like Phil's desk, just like they do come across like Sony's desk. Like, and you mean to tell me he's looking at these games and being like, I don't think Red Dead's gonna do good. I don't think the next Star Wars game is gonna do good. And all this other stuff. And he picks other.
But the Star Wars, that thing was already done from the first one. That's what I'm saying. The Call of Duty, the Destiny, these deals are already in place already. You can't just automatically the 11th hour after the.
But Phil has said that he doesn't believe in those marketing deals as well.
So you see how his stance is softening on that too.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I said. You're gonna see next year. Phil is going to open up the checkbook and he's going to obliterate every third-party game.
Nice for him to step up to the plate when they announced the PS5 next year. Great timing. Yeah. I mean, it just does seem like they're a day late and a dollar short. They should have went all out, blitzed everything they could this year, whatever it cost.
Yep.
And went for it.
Crap.
If you want to get back into the game, that's what you have to do because guess what? Like it or not, the PS5 isn't coming out next year, but they'll likely announce it next year, and it's going to probably shit over what the Scorpio has in specs. So people are going to hold off. They have that, and why are they going to hold off? Because Sony does this every fucking generation. They go, don't buy it because it doesn't start till we say so, and they're right, And then you're going to have to wait for Microsoft, and then it's just going to be go back and forth. You know what I mean? Like I think again, Scorpio is going to be great day one. I think they're going to have a good E3. I just don't think that. I think that they're just a little bit behind always with what Sony's doing, and I
just never got the whole marketing rights thing at E3 with the hardcore gamers. I understand what you guys are saying when you walk into GameStop and the place is smothered with PS4 posters. I get that, and that works. Like marketing works. I get that.
Well, yeah. Even to go a step further, anytime you go to buy a game, is it PlayStation version?
Well, I will say that. Listen,
the goddamn person.
Exactly. People hate to say that. We admit that's true. You go into GameStop. I mean, my God, everyone's like, I'm like, hi, I'd like to buy Prey for PS4. No, asshole. For Xbox One. And it's like, okay. So, it's like, it's always the PS. They push PS4. They push it. Why? I don't know. I'm not going to get into the whole mythology on that. But I mean, getting back to the E3 thing, people are freaking out with E3. They're like, do you understand if like Crap walks into Wendy's, I walk into McDonald's, he runs out and he's like, hey, I got French fries. I'm like, so did I. But if I yell, I got a Big Mac, you'd be like, I can't get that here. The whole point is like, why are we bragging about exactly? I got onion rings, bitch. No, but I was to say was I don't understand why we're harping as hardcore gamers on Twitter, being like, oh my God, they got the marketing deal. Like anytime any of those marketing deals come up on Sony's E3 stage, they're actually taking away from you Sony fans that want to see what Sony's developing first party. We know Battlefront 2 is coming out, hardcore fans, all of us. We know Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out.
But guess what? The people like I just think
casual guy who walks in the GameStop crap is not watching E3.
I get
it's going to be on Sunday. They're going to be at a picnic.
I get that, but check this out.
No, you're watching the highlights of E3 on the damn.
You're still gonna want
GameStop.
They still want to sell their console.
GameStop.
They still want to sell their console to the most people that they possibly can, and they still want to sell the software. I mean, a lot of people, believe it or not, when the first Destiny came out, like I have friends that were Xbox dudes, and they're like, "Man, I really wish I could have got, I wish Destiny would have came out on the Xbox." And I'm like, "It did. What the fuck are you talking about?" You know what I mean? Same thing with Battlefront. I had friends.
Did you tell that person what year it was too?
Yes, but here's the thing, and this is more specifically, and I think somebody said this before in the past. With the first party stuff, new IPs are even worse, right? Because then you don't have that brand like when Battlefront and Destiny first did that really threw people for a loop. I don't know if it'll be as bad now, but even Titanfall, look, Titanfall 2, some people didn't know that was on PS4 because the first game was exclusive to Xbox. So, I mean, it goes both ways. It's just Microsoft, like, they really dropped the ball. Like, that would have been a fantastic fucking game for Microsoft to lock down.
Well, here's where I'm gonna speak for South here. I bet you, you got to blame Respawn all the way on that, not Microsoft. I bet you Microsoft probably was in the play for that. And Respawn was like, no. We got to go to play. And you know how you know it was that? Because they changed the game. The game felt different. It played different.
It was the last those marketing rights were like the last minute.
Oh no, Southie, I'm not even talking about the marketing rights. Crap was saying that would have been a great game for Microsoft to lock down, and I bet you Microsoft probably did try to lock it down. And Respawn wanted to play the game. They wanted to play. Who? Respawn, right? Remember Vince?
He didn't
know where that $20 million miraculously showed up. I didn't even know Microsoft gave me $20 million. No shit. Okay,
Mooch, I gotta say something real quick because I need to explain what I meant before. You know, I could put it this way, right? If Sony was the mafia, right?
Yes.
The mafia knew what bad investment.
Goddamn bagels. Always gotta bring it back to the fucking mafia.
Hey, forget about it, my next. Are you? No, but seriously, like they knew Crafts was going out, right? Like in the alleyways, it wasn't going to work anymore. So what do? They closed that division and invest in legit casinos that they can market, and that's exactly what Sony did. They knew what divisions were going bad. What was going out, they pull that money and say, hey, we're going to throw it all into PlayStation and market that. And the unfortunate thing with Microsoft is, Microsoft's got a pile of money, but we still don't know how much they throw at marketing for Xbox versus other divisions.
Well, we know it's not enough right now.
That's not.
Whatever it is, it's definitely not enough. I don't think they're getting the point across because Xbox still isn't looked at as they have a big perception problem. People and Sony has, for whatever reason, brand loyalty out the ass.
They do.
I don't
they
get
are
it.
the media darlings.
I will give them credit. Well, not just the media darling. I will give Sony credit in one thing. I always say, don't give Sony credit unless they deserve it. Their marketing is through the goddamn roof.
Hey, like people in the chat, guys, like fuck. And this goes for Twitter too. You say anything bad or fucking complain that Microsoft isn't perfect, and you people jump people down people's throats. Shut the fuck up. All right, no company is perfect. Right? Microsoft is my favorite company and Xbox is my favorite console, but they're not fucking perfect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Sony isn't great and the PlayStation isn't perfect, but it still has some good games and good experiences. Same thing with Nintendo.
You Xbox.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like Jesus Christ. Who in here is a bigger Xbox guy than me? Right? I think I've earned the right to fucking say my piece when it comes to the good and bad. So fuck you to anybody that thinks otherwise.
And there you go, Chad.
Yeah, well,
That's how you really feel.
Well, we dipped a little below, but I do want to say thank you to we had 600 viewers tonight. That's unbelievable for a Crossfire.
Yeah.
That's definitely a record. I've never crossed the 600 mark. But I'll be honest with you. I think that this is what's going to come to fruition. We've got to understand that what Microsoft's path forward will change. Everything you've heard Phil say before, South, you said it, and you kind of endorsed me on this, and I agree with you. Okay. He will go third-party hardcore next year. Hardcore. And he has to because he has to show those games on his console. Right now, he's handcuffed. He's got a system that's going to show that can play. Can play Battlefront 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Call of Duty World War 2, all at 4K 60, and this man can't show it on stage. That sucks.
Hey, you know what
that
though?
Sucks.
They do got a couple things, and I think they might have some things up their sleeve for Gamescom as well. I think that's where they're going to show off the new Tomb Raider, probably running on Scorpio. Yes. So I mean, there are a couple. They are going to do the Tokyo Game Show this year. They're going to do, at least according to the X Fest stuff, they're going to do Gamescom.
Do we have any word crap that this might come out? Scorpio might come out in August.
It's not coming out in August. It's coming out in I believe October.
The main reason, October 1st.
I don't know exactly when. Something to do with the Redstone 3 update that's supposed to like combine everything or whatever.
That Windows update.
Yeah. It's like everything they're trying to do is going to launch around that time. So if you get it out early October, that gives you time to have the game out or the console out in time for like the Assassin's Creeds, the Red Deads, the Battlefronts, the Call of Duties. Yes, the Black Fridays. Yeah, because I've heard that they want to get Crackdown 3 and Forza out at the same time as the Scorpio launch. So that would be the best time. I agree. It would be great if they would release it in September or August. You know what I mean? But that's probably not going to happen. You know, but they could come out and have an amazing show off some things like Fable. If that comes back fucking amazing, that would be great. Drop the mic at $3.99. You know,
okay, look, I want to drop the mic on something real quick here, crap. We all heard about a year and a half ago that Microsoft signed some kind of deal with Deck 13, right? Weren't they supposed to get like 4 exclusive games?
Yeah, they did. And
what happened to the Surge? How come that's not an Xbox exclusive?
That was already in development prior, but thank God that wasn't the fucking exclusive because the Surge.
You say that crap, but we're probably going to get a top-down shooter. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
it's Deck. We're going to get Deck 12 and a half.
Hey, a lot of people are talking about the Surge, but they're getting mediocre reviews.
Well, the thing about mediocre reviews are it's kind of fair with that game. And I watched GKB's playthrough. I think the game has got a lot of legs. I think it's got a lot of talent behind it. My thing is this: even Dark Souls games don't always get 96s because they're a niche title, and this Surge is no different. But you know the reason, and crap, don't get me wrong, that's a safe thing to say, and I thought that too. But I'm actually petrified if the Surge is something they've been working on since Lords of the Fallen. And this is what they came out with, and it's getting 75. Can you just imagine what we're going to get in about a year from Deck 13? We're probably going to get another Deck of Card game.
You get Lords of the Fallen too, bro.
Hey, look, we're going to get some new stuff. I mean, like, you know, we'll get like Ori 2 or whatever.
Does anybody in the panel have any inside knowledge or seen in South? This is definitely looking at you on State of Decay.
Hey, do not look at me.
No, game questions. State of Decay 2. Has anybody laid eyes on this game yet, except for the still pictures that they're sending out on Twitter?
Nope.
No.
I'm just hoping this is a dark, gritty type of game. Like, you know what I mean? Where you can really kind of just get into the character, play with because think about it. Left 4 Dead is a huge series. Great series on Xbox. The people at Valve make it a great game. And now you can have something that's like that, but way more of an RPG style game and play with your buddies. That's something that's awesome. I just hope they
too involved into your characters, man, because there's permadeath. So once they
there is permadeath.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
You think it'll be the same way though, GKB? Now that you play with four different co-op members.
Yeah, I think it's basically going to be the same because they're saying there's 3 maps and the one map of the 3 is the same size as the original game. So it's going to be a huge game. Co-op is going to be, I think that's what it needed the most was co-op. I was always playing that game through the 3 DLCs and stuff. And I was always like, man, I wish I had somebody else to play with. This would be so much more fun with somebody else. And they're doing it this time. And as long as they keep
save your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody's watching your ass. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I can't wait for it, actually.
But has anyone seen anything? You haven't seen it, South. You haven't seen anything at any the events you've been to. You haven't played any.
No, I haven't seen anything about it.
Crap, you heard anything on it?
What game?
State of Decay 2.
We heard the maps are going to be bigger and that it's going to be 4-player co-op. Other than that, they're like, "Hey, wait for E3."
I'm a little apprehensive about something that's so button-lipped. You know what I mean? It's like they're not talking about it, and I mean,
they are.
Yeah, that's true. Though. That's true. They're showing stills of it, and the problem I'm having with the stills is I'm loving the environment, but whenever they show any of the characters or whatever, it still looks like the same 360 version to me a little. I hope that they really kind of
haven't showed any of the any gameplay yet. Though,
no gameplay, it's just the artwork. But
yeah, but you know what they're using Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely I think the 360 one was this real glitchy mess, but it was still a fun game.
Even the remaster version was glitchy as hell.
Yeah.
I think I even recorded myself. I was like stuck in a tent, like halfway in, halfway out, and I was just like dancing and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
hey,
wow.
that's a fun game though. Like I played it on 360, and then I got the Xbox One version as well. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have the Xbox One version, but I've never actually played it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you won it from Mikey Barra, you mother.
I did win it from Mikey Barra. It was really funny. Mike actually sent out a twist. This is ages ago. I think it was 2014. Ibarra sends out this thing. He goes, "Oh my god!" He was doing this thing where he was giving away codes on Fridays, and I was just chilling, getting done playing, and it was like Friday at midnight, just about to be Saturday morning. And he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot." He tweets out, "I forgot to do my giveaway today." He's like, RT for this." So I RT'd it real quick, and then I actually sent him a message. I was like, "I had to have been the first one that saw this at midnight." He's like, "Yeah, you were, and here's your code." I was like, "Holy shit! Wow, that was quick and awesome." But nonetheless, I think I might like play a little bit of that this summer before we walk into it this fall. But I do want to ask Predator. Predator, what's your thoughts on E3 moving forward? Do you have any like concerns about the games coming? What games are you looking forward to? Like mine is State of Decay. State of Decay 2 definitely has my full attention, but it's my also biggest concern because they're not showing it.
Because we don't really know all the games that are coming out. I think that's really my highlight of E3 is what we're going to get in the future. I don't have a specific game I'm looking forward to other than Crackdown, just to see the tech behind the game. But like, I want to see what's up with Fable, if they're going to announce anything's going on with that. Obviously, the Scorpio, what everyone's talking about now.
Fable should be getting a reboot, Pred, don't you think? I mean, I'm thinking we're going to see something on that. I hope that's darker too, by the way.
I don't know because we keep hearing these rumors, and I don't know where they're coming from, other than them keeping the IP. But even if they announce it now, I don't think we'll see it for a while. And I don't want to get into.
Well, that's what concerns me, right? Sticking with Phil's model. Phil doesn't like to show things that aren't coming out for like 3-4 years in advance. So Fable, they're not going to crap. What do you think? They're going to take a lot from Fable Legends. You played a lot more of that than I did. Now
yeah, you know what? This is the contingency plan for Fable. Was if Legends failed, they were going to use the assets and create Fable 4 out of that. They already had like this big world and characters, and it looked gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it did. It really was.
So let's just say that they still obviously own the tech and stuff like that. And that game was in development for years. I don't know if you just throw all that away. You could just, piece together some people or whatever, and then have them put a game together. Like the studio's been closed for over a year. You've had plenty of time, enough time to put a teaser out. Even the game didn't come out till next year sometime. Maybe put a teaser out. People want the game. You know what I mean? Like, give people what they want for a change. Like, okay, Phantom Dust, great. Who cares?
I have no problem with them showing out something that's not out for 2 years. You know what I mean?
What? I don't need
at least announce it's still in development.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're sorry we fucked up, but here's this Fable. We swear this time it's coming for sure.
This time
we're serious. This time.
No, see, when I waited,
again, I promise.
when the iPhone 4 first came out, I waited in line because a bunch of my buddies were like, "Let's just go do this. It'll be an experience." We were one of those line people, waited out the night before, starving to death for 30-something hours, and then Apple employees walk around with a fucking cookie and a thing of milk for us to eat so we don't die in line.
Man,
that's what I felt like
buying that shitty phone for that.
Meanwhile, Crap can't get Twitter announcents on his window phone. This just in.
I'm going down with the fucking.
He said what? There's fucking group texting.
That's what he said. I go, Crap, why are you so late for all these things? He's like, you got to send me the link to my own personal DM. I don't get group text. I'm like, what the fuck year is it in Florida? So anyway, no, but my point being is when they came out with the cookies and shit.
It's 88.8 fucking mile per hour.
Great Scott.
They gave us cookies and milk. That's what I felt like when Shannon Loftus was like, tomorrow you guys get Phantom Dust. I was like, Phantom what? Like, I don't even, what? Listen, I think anything free is great, right? People are like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Bullshit. Okay, I don't care. I would rather they charge $50. Whether that thing was $15, it's free, or it's $100. It's still not on my Xbox, and it's not gonna be because it just doesn't interest me, and it's old. Like I don't understand. And you know what I was gonna say? I said this to Crap. I think offline one time. I said, Crap. You know what? You want to give a game away for free that's old? Give away Voodoo Vince. Like kids like it, people like it. What is Phantom Dust? It's a card game. No, it's not. It's a fighting game. No, it's not. It's a single player.
I had
No,
Pete
it's not.
Vega on Xbox.
It's a mess.
He explained it very much. What it's all about. He did a very good job of it too. Like,
can you give me a 5-sentence example of what the hell it is? Nobody. Listen, the whole audience is waiting to hear.
Okay, well, what it is it's an RPG, like a JRPG, right? And so it's got a story, and then you build decks, like card decks, and then you play like multiplayer against other people. So it's kind of inventive, really, and I guess it's doing pretty well.
I just fucking fell asleep too.
I was just gonna say, and you said Destiny 2 reveal was sleepy.
Hey, I'm not saying I didn't say the Destiny 2 reveal was sleepy.
I just had to use smelling salts to get clowns up.
Yeah,
look,
I mean,
that's awful. That
He
game-
said, "Hey, clown's pizza pie." So far,
Hey, you know what? Look, I guess let me just say this. I guess that being ahead of Xbox gets some stuff, some perks, right? You get Voodoo Vince remastered and fucking remaster of Phantom Dust. Those are his games. So I mean, it is what it is. I personally, cool. Like I think Voodoo Vince is the shit. It's cool. It would be cool, like that people want to see some of these games brought back if they would fucking support it. Then you're going to get more of these games, both Voodoo Vince and Phantom Dust. They've said if they get player bases there, then they'll support those games in the future. I can't imagine it'd be very expensive.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's up to us.
Sorry, Graham. I have a hard time calling like Phantom Dusty even a remaster, man. Like I was excited for it because I was like, I didn't really play it on the OG Xbox, and then they showed that trailer, and I was like, what the fuck did they think here?
Not bad it was. It's free, and I didn't even download it.
Yeah, it's free, and I was like, hey, kudos, man.
I didn't
like,
download it
giving
either.
away for free and all that kind of stuff.
It
But
was
I was
only
just
made
like,
for Phil. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
Yeah, Shannon, she was kissing ass.
well, if it was only made for Phil, why didn't they just give it to Phil and just?
Here you go.
Well, here's my thing. I mean, if I take over the Smithsonian, I'm not going to put my third grade
funny. Everyone's talking shit,
picture up
but
in
when
it. I mean,
hey, when they couldn't download it, at 3:15 p.m., they were like, "What the fuck? I thought what you
I know.
That was terrible too, man. Like
I
everybody
know.
was pissed. So
Yeah,
hey,
it's not-
got people.
that was
are
actually,
happy.
I'm glad you brought that up,
can't-
Southie. That was kind of a
can't keep everybody
catastrophe,
happy.
right? It's one thing if you're going to give away a bad game, but for free, but then you're going to give away a bad game for free and it can't be given out. That's even worse.
And the actual DLC is up on the marketplace before the game.
Did you see Larry? I thought it was funny how Larry Herb tweeted out. He's like, if you guys cannot find Phantom Dust, type in Phantom Dust, then scroll down 2 pages, look for friends-in-law, click in within, and it's in there. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't even know what that means. You had to go like 3 layers deep into the Microsoft store.
That was so horrible.
Yeah, there was some kind of add-on for it and I guess that.
Yeah,
led
you
to
bought
it.
the add-on, and then from there you could actually buy get the free game or whatever. But it's fucking free. Who cares? Like,
It doesn't matter.
Nobody
Listen,
should complain over a free game.
Hey, I'm sure there was a lot of that game. So
I agree, Crap. It's free. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but my God.
Yeah.
My God, that's a
Hey,
bad
they
game.
blundered. They fucked that up just like they did the X Fest too, though. Like if you look at it, you're like,
Oh,
how do you
shit.
fuck up your PR for this that bad? It's like X Fest should be nothing but positive.
Yeah.
And then you screw up the apology to that because you gave everybody a 3-month code, and then you forget to put the 3-month code into the emails, and then you're like, "Hey, here's this free Phantom Dust game."
And
Oh,
we can do
whoops, you can't get to it. You got to do this. Like,
you're
okay,
talking about the Fan Fest?
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah, they
said X
fucked up
Fest.
Fan
So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, X Fest was the developer thing.
Right.
But yeah, like so FanFest, they screw up, and then like when they're like, here, our apologies, here's 3-month card, and then they didn't give.
And then you have people
And-
like clowns that wanted a fucking private jet and a 5-star hotel.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Hey, shout out to a couple-
Spencer.
they would have
Hey,
sold
shout-
me on free pizza, free New York pizza.
They don't
Hey,
have
shout
none
out
of
to the
that
guys
shit
that
here.
they
Good
got that
enough.
though. Fucking Downer and Xbox One donated that 3-month cards to M&C Morning, so I'm
Yeah,
not
that was
complaining
very
too
cool.
much.
No, that was actually very cool. Hey, listen, there's a guy in the chat. His name's Halo Storm. He says No Man's Sky was $60 and Phantom Dust was free. He makes a good point. No Man's Sky is actually worth. I'd rather play Phantom Dust.
Hey,
Hey,
I only paid $7.99 for No Man's Sky, and I feel ripped off.
yeah, that's
so,
7
yeah.
over what you should
It
have.
should be free now.
You know, I mean, what was it there? Someone was saying in the chat also that they really liked Phantom. Listen, if you like Phantom Dust, I was banished to Atriox, which is he's a cool guy, always donates to everybody and always at everybody's podcast. Shout out to you, buddy. It's not that we're busting its balls. It's the thing is like everybody at Microsoft was really excited about it. Like they're excited about their multicolored controllers. And it's like we as like hardcore guys are like, we're just kind of want to see a little bit more. And if you're going to give a game out, like, God, give out like they did with Halo Reach or ODST, or give something like that away for free. Like Phantom Dust is, I don't know. To me, it was like staring at a 3D picture on a wall.
But still, it's a free game. You know what I mean? Like it's not for everybody. Phil's even said it's not for everybody. But and you still get your free games with gold. I'm never going to say anything bad about something that's literally.
Oh, me and JKB have gone head to head with the old games with gold. Remember JKB
back and forth all the time, bro.
JKB's like, you cannot argue a free game. I'm like, it's not free. Okay.
Well, this literally is free.
This is free. I mean, this is free.
Yeah, it's like, and they have been pretty good with the games with gold. Plus, we get the backwards compatibility ones, which have been pretty good. As somebody who's unfortunately paying for multiplayer on PSN as well now. Those games I don't even bother downloading. Like I'll give Abzu a try, and you're fucking swimming. I'm like, wow, this is like not even worth my time. I know that's on Xbox as well.
PS Plus games have been really dismal. They've been really bad.
Yeah, I mean, the one that we got it for was because we were starting to stream was that Drawn to Death, and that was okay. But the servers were so bad, and you couldn't hear me on the fucking stream. Like I sounded like I don't know what the hell I sounded like I don't know. Just
has anybody been playing Draw? I would like to see the numbers that Sony's calculated on the Draw.
Nobody's playing that game. Nobody's
game,
playing that game. It's
that game's not doing
David
well.
Jaffe, even though David Jaffe made a decent game with that and a good idea, it's probably a little bit too in your face.
And it was in beta for far too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid about. Sea of Thieves. It's going to be in beta for too long.
Yeah, that has some similarities of Fable SA, that it's going to have the same fate, but there is that. Sometimes games that game was in development. I'm talking about Drawn to Death. Like it got announced and then it took years. And same thing with Cuphead. Like people lose interest in these things after a while. So I think that's why it probably doesn't. Like if you're going to announce something, then keep updating the community. Same thing with like Crackdown 3, Cuphead. No, you're saying the same.
When you're talking about Drawn to
Go
Death,
ahead.
he did update like almost. He did like a Periscope almost daily, so he did keep up the community. It's just the game, then wasn't up to snuff. But what do you expect for free? It goes back to what we're.
Well, no, it was $20. It wasn't free. It's $20.
Oh, it ended up being $20. Yeah, that was free.
Yeah, it wasn't free to play. It was free if you had that PS Plus when it released, but it definitely wasn't free. It's $20 otherwise, dude.
Wait, what game's $20, crap?
I got it.
Drawn to Death.
I thought it was free for all PS Plus members. It was just was a duration.
For the first month.
Duration. That was the same thing with Rocket League.
Yeah. After that, it was $20. $20. So I mean, and that definitely wasn't any Rocket League.
Yeah, I don't know. Myself personally, I just think that like you say, the games with gold have been just absolutely stellar as of late. I hope Microsoft keeps it up. We are approaching the 2-hour mark, and I do want to say thanks to everybody. We got a lot of people that came out tonight. Listen, this was a great conversation. This is a Crossfire of old. This was fantastic. I want to thank everybody on the panel, too. GKB, thanks for coming out tonight. Special event. Ben Law, awesome guy. Ben, we got to get more of your videos out there, buddy. Your opinion pieces, the way you break shit down is like Pulitzer. So we got to get more of you out there. And Predator, too. Same thing, man. Thanks for coming on, and I'm going to say it again because people don't say it enough. Thanks for your service, brother. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
But yeah, let's go down the list here. Crap Gamer, where can we find you? Probably in about 15 minutes on the Mooch Beam channel. Plug.
We're gonna be streaming some kind of shit. I don't know what we're gonna be streaming, but yeah, we got that going
Destiny.
on.
30 frames, bro. So dated,
very likely.
Yeah,
it's
it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be Destiny.
No, hell no. There'll be a Mooch bot in there.
It'll be Gears 4 before any of that shit. I can tell you that right now. So you can catch me on Crap Gamer Reviews.
Hey, he needs somebody to play, so bam, you gotta have a double stream.
And then so I did a video a little bit earlier, and then probably 10 more tonight. I don't know. So
Wait,
so we
you
got
did a
that
video, like a daily video.
Yeah.
No way.
No, you don't say.
Not the
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
Let me check that AdSense, yo.
Hey, and you know what? Shh, kayfabe. Anyway, also when we tomorrow, I got my PlayStation VR review coming out sometime during the day, so you guys want to make sure you check that out.
Yeah,
Sunday.
that one. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck you, man. Sunday on my channel, MNC Mornings, we're giving away some cool shit, so go check that out. And then afterwards, I'm joining the talk. What is that? The Speak podcast with Luca and Blue.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit weird because those ladies are no chills, so it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying. Yeah, you know. So
I'll be
it's
front row with the popcorn, buddy.
Yeah, and then BGST later that night. So it's going to be a busy weekend, man. I'm always out there doing that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys all stopping by tonight. I'm not a guest on this show. I'm on this show all the time. So yeah,
This is very true.
deal with it, bitches.
There it is. Southbound. Where can we find you now that the computer's up and running, brother?
Now that my computer is fixed, no more situations where I'm like, oh, man, I miss fucking people like listen to me talk, even though I don't add nothing to anything, but whatever. You'll catch me Monday nights on TXR. You know, same old shit, same time, same bat channel.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear you, man. I gotta be honest with you, a little sentimental moment there, but it's good to have you back with us, brothers. South, we missed you.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to have Southbound first podcast I've done with him in like 6 months or something, man.
South spits the truth on Crossfire. He comes in here, takes a swig of holy water, and sits down. I love it.
I just talk a lot of shit. Hey, don't take that I say first. I just talk shit.
It's all good, man. That's what I love about it. GKB, where can we find you, bro? And thanks again for coming on tonight.
Absolutely, man. It was great to be on Crossfire. Absolutely great debate we had with all the topics. Good opinions. You can find me.
By the way.
Yeah, we're actually all friends, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
because people are gonna be like, "Man, you guys are throwing back and forth, man. You hate each other." Yeah, that's
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and Twitter. Big shout out to She-Wolf and all the Console Corner crew. Yeah, you can find me all there.
I will reinstate what you just said, buddy. I've been watching you and She-Wolf do a lot of Let's Plays. Your Surge playthrough was awesome. She-Wolf's been kicking ass during the day. Yeah, and I don't miss a Console Corner, buddy. So keep it up, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
Foxy Deals. That's part of the show.
Lady Fox. Clowns, buddy. Let me tell you right now, 4 Guys with Quarters is picking up momentum big time, and I'm not going to give up. I'm not giving up. I gave Inferno a lot of shit. He's at a Celtic game right now.
Yes, he is.
Next Friday, I don't give a shit. I've already put him with the bookies. The Celtics are out. He's got to be here. All right, next Friday, he's going to be on Crossfire. Give him some shit, Clowns.
Hey, you might have to kidnap him and bring him there. You know,
I know a guy who knows a guy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but no.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
4 Guys with Quarters, man. Every Thursday, 7 or 7:30 p.m. But you know, something new that you guys don't know about that I've been in the works doing is that I've been in talks with.
What, did you actually got a 4th fucking guy with a quarter?
No.
You are the 4th guy.
Yeah, well, Sal,
I've been on once. Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I was on once. Too,
I mean, you guys,
idiot of a guy.
Oh my God, yeah,
James player.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you talk shit? Oh, that's right.
I totally made fun of that guy the whole time, and he was too slow to understand it. So I don't know.
Maybe you can have him on Xbox Nation.
No.
I'm just saying,
we don't do that.
maybe you could just throw him out there.
I gotta say, if anyone hasn't seen it, go to 4 Guys. Look at the last time Crap was on there. That was one of the best shows ever. It was just I'm laughing. I don't think I've laughed as hard as I did during that podcast. Well,
I gotta say something though. We're in talks with 2 different big cable companies for syndication.
Nice.
So we might get picked up. We passed phase 1 with one of them, so we're waiting to hear back from their, I guess, legal and all that contract department people and see if they'll officially pick us up. So we got to watch our language a little bit. But yeah, I mean, we're in talks with 2 big syndication. One of them also owns Xfinity, so you guys may be familiar with them. But yeah, so we're trying hard, man, and iHeartRadio as well. We're trying to get on that.
That's the way to go, Clowns. Keep me updated on that. Tell Inferno and Sasson that I said what's up, and Zebra Fries. That's a congratulations on that. That's awesome, and I'm glad you're here with us tonight, brother. And
yeah, definitely.
One of my buddies, Predator, got a chance to hang out with him. We haven't podcasted in a while. I think the last time we podcast was on PTK Blam's show. Shout out to PTK too, a good friend of mine. Predator, like I say, man, it was good to have your 2 cents on here, and I hope you'll come back and join us sometime soon in the future.
Oh man, absolutely, man. Give my little shout shout out real quick. Like you said, Shop Podcast on Saturdays. I have not talked to Blam this week, so I don't know if we're going to do a show this week or not. I also have a channel. It's called the Xbox After Party on YouTube. Find me on Xbox Live, Predator_H2OS, and that's the same for everything, PSN and also on Twitter.
Very cool, Pred. Very cool. And Ben, where can people find you, and when are you going to start doing more videos? Let us all know.
Man, I think about doing it all the time. My channel has a lot of different random stuff. I just try to give my opinion on something that I happen to buy generally that I hadn't heard somewhere else. So, but if people are interested, they can find me on Xbox and PlayStation. My gamer tag on both is Extra Brisket. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Mr. Ben Law. And my channel is old channel. It's Aperture with a 3 at the end.
Very cool, man. I can't thank you guys enough for coming on tonight. It was an excellent show. Like I said, give us about 15 to 20 minutes to stand up, stretch, grab a refreshment, and then I'll be on the Mooch on my Beam channel. It's TheMooch, no space. And we'll be on there in probably about 30 minutes. Guys, thanks for coming on Crossfire. We'll do it again next Friday at 7 o'clock. See everybody later. Good night. Enjoy the weekend.
Later.